Hello, 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 everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It's a beautiful, sunshiny day. It is currently 10 degrees Celsius, which means it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's still t-shirt weather for us here in the northern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Today, look, we've got Beth and Becca. Ooh, I should have a B name too. We're not going to go there.
Oh,
The witch with the capital B. Let's try that. Anyway, Beth and Becca are here. We are going to play pumpkins today. And we're just going to have some fun. Hi, Anne. Welcome. Hi, Lisa. I know you're up in the balcony. And see you. So, Beth, what are you doing today? I'm going to make Beth big.
Well,
And
I
she's
couldn't
going to
decide.
tell us what she's doing.
I couldn't decide which pumpkin to make. I've even got a ball of yarn. Don't they make a cute pumpkin? But I've decided I'm going to felt today, and I've got some felting started. And this is the cheap wool, and you use it for the center things and things you can't see, and then you save the pretty wool, which is merino wool, roving wool to put over top of the core wool, and then you save a few pennies than using all of your orange for a pumpkin. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So we're going to make a pumpkin, and I'm making the I'm
or
doing
you
what
could just buy a sheep, and then your wool would be free.
yeah. Just
Well,
buy
minus all the feed and all of
and the vegetable matter
yep, but free.
because sheep eat hay and grass and things,
All right.
and that's a vegetable. And then when it comes out, it's also a vegetable matter. Is how they politely call that.
All right.
So,
Hi, Belinda. Hi, Maya. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Lisa.
Dana's here.
Sherry, Maya, Anne.
Oh, did you
Hi,
did
guys.
you give
Welcome.
something to do, Dana?
Hi, Dana. Welcome.
No, they'll be in here in a minute, and they'll probably be loud, so I'll probably have to mute and all that good gravy.
That's
Are
okay. We
the
can
babies
watch it.
here? You got the babies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have put the camera on them and let them decide something.
Give them a piece of
No,
orange cake.
no.
No. All right. Okay, let's make Becca big.
Here's what I'm going to attempt.
Okay. That's what Dana's going to attempt. Oh, that's fun.
Oh, holy moly, Dana, you're going all in with all your.
See? I got
Cool.
Okay.
I'll go like that.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right. Becca, let's see what you're doing.
Yeah, that's about it right there, ladies. I like to cover envelopes, and I have not done it in so long that that's what I'm doing. So I have some orange. Look at this. This is what this is how I'm doing. You're gonna get to see envelopes, this piece of tissue. I had to search for some colorful, not colorful. Doll folly colors. Yeah. That's what and I got some solids, and that's what I'm doing. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. Hang on just a second.
Who's calling us all?
I don't know, but I just.
Anne's calling. Hang on.
Oh.
You called, yes.
Hi. You know what, Anne? Can you come onto my channel? Like.
You're like, you called us all.
That's Miriam.
I'm not at home.
Yeah,
I think it was an accident.
Coming back to
An
my
accident?
from Tel Aviv.
Okay.
Maybe she was trying to call us all.
Hi. Thanks for popping in, Miriam. Miss you. Big hugs.
I know.
Okay. Bye, honey. Anne, are you going to come play with us?
I was, didn't I?
Oh, no. You have to. I sent the link. I'll put the link back in the group chat.
I think she butt dialed us.
She didn't butt dial us.
She was calling to say hi, wasn't she?
And whoop, I clicked it.
You hung up on Ann.
I did. I hung up on Anne. Oh no. Sorry, guys. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, everybody in chat. Here's my pumpkins. This is actually what this was my inspiration for today. Yep, that was pumpkins. They're going to figure their way somewhere on my envelopes. If you guys don't get this magazine, am I still on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. If you guys don't get this magazine, it is free. It's olive and cocoa. I mean, it's not nice because it costs them money to send it to you. However, I would never purchase anything from them. Unfortunately, they're way overpriced. Like what Dana's going to make. Let's see. I think she pointed out, she's like, oh, I think I want to make something like that. Let me see if it's in here, if I cut it out. This is their holiday one, of course. Maybe not, but their things are just way overpriced for what we, mainly because we're arts and crafters, because we can do this ourselves. There's just no,
All right.
there's just like this thing right here.
Oh, sorry. I
$98.
Anne's here, so
And
Hi.
welcome.
but
Anne.
anyways,
Sorry,
go
I
to
hung up on
Olive
you.
and Cocoa, and they always have really cool, really neat
Okay.
photos.
I have to make you big again, Becca. Hang on. There you go.
Oh no, that's okay. Olive and Cocoa is what it is, and they're I don't know if they're monthly or not, but if you like the glue book or anything like that, they always have really cool stuff in it.
Awesome.
But
All
yeah.
right. And what you gonna do today? I'm making you big.
Welcome in.
I don't know. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do this afternoon for my stream, and I've been cutting out pictures, and I have that olive and cocoa. I did that whole Halloween zine. It was completely that one I did with you.
Oh, this is
Kim.
Anne.
Cut out pictures from that olive and cocoa catalog.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, it's real hard to get a catalog from them because I don't buy anything from them, as you said, because they are they think their stuff is very precious, so to speak.
Or something. I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, that way too high. Yeah. I didn't know it was this Anne, not that the other Anne. I love you too, Anne.
No, the other yeah. There's two Annes.
I thought it was
yeah.
Law. What's her law? She's been on a few times with us, and
Lawler.
That's it. Yeah.
Lawler, and I'm Lar. So we're LA. Yeah.
I wish one of y'all would decide to change your names because it's really hard for me.
Well,
Well,
This is Florida Anne. This is Florida Anne.
Thing is hard for me. Doretha, Dorcas,
You got
and
that book.
Oh yeah.
That's that book. That's
Yes.
that journal.
Yes.
Very cool.
And I have been cutting out. Look at all my 2-inch square pictures that I've been cutting out.
Excellent.
Are you cutting them out, or do you have a punch?
I don't have a punch. I did make I made a guide.
Girlfriend, we should have just sent you. I think I have a 2-inch square punch. I would have been so much help.
Well, you know,
you would have had all your squares.
Because the magazine paper is pretty thin. In my experience with punches, sometimes it's.
Yeah, it squishes them and doesn't. Yeah.
So I made like a little viewfinder thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of gotten stuck on this. And then people were saying, well, you should do, just body parts, or you should do just black and white, or you should do just.
I've done an all eye page, but not with squares. I did it by ripping them out, and they were.
I just kind of like just dealing them out and just see what happens.
Page of eyes.
Yeah.
I think I did lips one time too.
Yeah. I think that was one of Janet Young's scavenger hunt prompts.
Yes.
One time.
I probably should have started this like last week because I'm using air dry clay to make all them shapes.
Oh, geez, and crackers.
So we're going to have
we'll have it for Thanksgiving. Put it on your Thanksgiving.
We'll have a part 2.
Hello, everybody who's coming. If I've missed anybody, I'm really sorry. I'm I hung up on Anne. I was confused. You know how I roll. All right. Let's
This
all
is
go
how I
on.
roll.
Okay, so if anybody wants to see anybody specific, let me know and I will make them large so that you can see them.
Please don't make me large. I've
No, no.
gained enough weight.
I'm large enough too. I am going to make a pumpkin journal out of this here magazine. So that's what I'm playing with today. Yes, let's draw a pumpkin. So I want it kind of round. So I just kind of want it like this, but with a stem. We've all hung up on something. Yeah, but I did this unintentionally. The other people I've hung up on probably very intentional.
I thought it said we've all hung up on Anne, and I'm like, oh geez.
No.
I don't think so. I just kind of like doing it random, but
So my pumpkin,
I'm really intrigued by your square book there, and I may really jump into that.
this was inspired by Nicole Cut. Paste.
Cut it, stick it, or cut,
Yeah,
what do I
and
call it?
I
Cut
got
it, glue it, stick it. I call it cut it, glue it,
on-
stick it.
I got the book on Amazon. It's just called a 2-inch graph paper notebook.
Oh, I don't have. It's not like I have little or square ones. Oh, that you could use it. I mean,
you could put enough little squares together to make a 2.
Yeah.
You just go around and block out 2-inch squares.
right.
That would work. But when I saw her do that, I was like, oh man, and I just like watching her, and I like her, and it just looks so simple, but it's really
Yeah.
not.
It looks like fun. It looks like it would be a very fun book.
I think all of us on YouTube always make everything, even if we're, we make it look simple for whatever reason. I don't,
Huh. Maybe.
whatever, Anne.
Sometimes, yeah, the struggle is real. But
I hope everybody's had a wonderful week.
yeah.
Sure. Why not? I've been on
I
so much.
decided that I was going to go try wood carving, and that's been interesting.
How'd it go?
Well, I'll tell you. I found a really good guy to follow, and after following him, I finally watched a video where he recommended some better knives. So my first mistake was I didn't buy good knives.
Right. That's all.
So I thought
learn.
I couldn't do it. I wasn't strong enough to do it.
Right.
So then I ordered a set of the knives that he recommended.
Okay.
And then I could kind of do it. So I was going to send everything
day and night, right?
And I've just been messing around here. I'm not doing anything yet, but the newer knives, I have the wood, and it's basswood. And he actually reviewed the basswood that you get from Amazon, and he said he was shockingly surprised at how good that wood was. So I don't feel
nice
that I have to get. And he's got all sorts of simple plans, but I just was practicing cuts.
Are you
here.
on blood thinners by a chance?
No, I'm not. No, and I wear a glove. I have one of those. I have the safety gloves, the cut-proof gloves.
Kevlar gloves. Yeah, I've got those.
Yeah, I've got those. And so
We
one
used to do that.
with the gloves. So
You had to do that in high school.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fine.
I'm whittling. I'm a whittler.
Yeah, well, you're a whittler. Hey, you know who does that? Is Andrew Beth. Our last
bones and tusks. Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses a Dremel tool.
Yeah, I bought it. I spent a lot of money this week. I bought a Dremel tool plus the accessories. I bought a shitload of wood, 2 sets of knives. One set of knives is much better, but I know how to. I watched his video on how to sharpen the knives, and he does not use a whetstone. He uses compound and a strip of leather, which I have, which came.
Straw.
My uncle used to do it that way.
Yeah.
Too.
The barbers do it that way. My grandpa was a barber.
Yeah. Well, my father was the old-fashioned shaver with the cup and the lather, and he had a
Ooh.
strap that he would do a straight
Yep.
edge. Yeah.
Yep.
So I have the ability to try to sharpen the cheaper knives and see if I can't make them better.
They don't necessarily hold an edge, Beth.
Yeah, that's what
I'll be
I'm
honest with you, because I used to carve. I belonged to a carving club my dad was a member of, and the cheaper knives, they just don't hold an edge.
They don't hold the edge, yeah.
You'll be sharpening your knives constantly.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Which,
I have the good, better knives that are made in Erie, Pennsylvania.
well, look at
There you
that.
go.
So we'll see.
The
I probably have family members that work there.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I am turning this into a pumpkin journal. So I'm going to have it so that it's just below the staples. I am going to sew it because I find that if I use a magazine for a journal, a lot of times the staples just aren't strong enough to hold it nicely. Yeah. So I'm going to still do those 3-hole stitch things. What are they called?
Journal stitch.
Coptic.
No, Coptic is very complicated. It's a straight 3 or 5-hole journal stitch.
Yeah.
You're doing the Becca stitch.
It's just a knot.
Yeah.
I've done the I don't know what it is. The one Becca does for her clacky books.
Oh yeah, that's the Becca stitch because I don't. It's a modified fake Coptic stitch. Is what
I do.
I've been trying to learn how to do it for 3-4 years.
I did on the sketchbook I made for the sketchbook revival, and it's called a French knot stitch, and it's got a neat little X in the middle of it.
Oh, cool!
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I'm making it big. Hang on, don't go anywhere. Look at that stitch, guys. Look at how beautiful that is.
And it lays flat when you open it.
Wow.
So you have to have folded paper, huh? It's not single sheet paper.
No, it's folded paper. Yeah. But it lays flat. This is the sketchbook I made for the sketchbook revival that was going on. And the very first lesson was how to make a sketchbook.
Oh.
So I made a sketchbook.
Nice. Oh, look at that. I love that.
Yeah, I had fun doing that. I might do another one. I had fun doing that. That's known as the Modern Collage Bouquet. And then this was a lot of fun too. And this was Colorful Dangles.
Wonderful.
It's supposed to be a watercolor, but I did it in pencil.
Hey, Maritza, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Slow drawing. But anyway,
I want
landscapes.
Drawings on inchies. I think that's going to be.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
no,
did that come out easy? That's so tiny. I couldn't.
Convince me to buy that book, and it's got little tiny drawings in it. So I want to try it.
Oh, my book. Oh, yes, the Draw Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was one of the exercises that you went and you cut out 2-inch. I think these are 2-inch. Yeah, 2-inch pictures, right?
Look,
and then
you had practice
on the side, and then you turn it upside down, and you draw them doing the upside down, like right side, drawing on the right side of your brain.
Oh.
When I drew this.
Oh man.
I was looking at this and then trying to trick my brain into just drawing the lines, what I see. Mm-hmm. And then you turn it right side up and it's supposed to.
Did it work?
No. Well, I think it did. There it is.
Yeah. You know what I learned probably 5 years ago? I bought that 365-day book, my very first one. And one of the practices in there was draw what you see, not what you think you see.
Well, yeah,
that has stuck with me and has taught me so much.
That's so much harder to do than
I'm very
is
good at
so
that.
much. It is so hard, and it was drawing your hand, and which I have never been very good at doing body, because I draw what I think I see. So it was amazing to get your brain to really focus in on, like you said, you have to just look at those lines.
Yeah.
So
Betty
anyone
Edwards
out
wrote a
there-
book many years ago called Drawing on the Right Side of Your Brain. And one of the exercises in that book is to trick to draw the picture looking at it upside down. Because you got to trick your brain, because your brain is weak. That's a hint, you know what I mean? So you've got to trick your brain into just looking at lines and not looking at what it is, because your brain is going to come up and get interfered.
It's hard, guys. Try it, but but I was shocked at how it ended up looking like a hand. Like I was shocked at how well because if I would have just drawn a hand thinking of just drawing it, I was really shocked. I was like, wow, I can draw. I didn't realize I could draw. But but that has helped me through the last 5 years of learning how to draw a little bit better, because I've never been able, pen and paper has never been my friend.
It worked for Michelangelo, who didn't he paint the ceilings?
On his back. He painted it on his back. Yeah. It wasn't upside down, but he was laying on his back. Yeah.
Upside down every which way.
Yeah, he was laying on his back. Yeah. That's true. Well, that kind of stuff is really fascinating. Brain really. But that Betty Edwards book is like a classic. And it's called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And I've tried doing that on several occasions. That upside down thing.
Someday people are going to talk about me and be like, that classic.
Well,
yep, I'm going to be famous.
All right.
So, I think I'm going to. So I could do all architecture. Let's see.
Oh, architecture would be cool.
Let me see if I have enough pictures to do buildings.
I
Hi, Dana.
probably like to do one of colors.
Hi, Dana.
Hey,
Hey, Dana.
I'm just over here working away.
All right.
I'm trying to get this right.
Is my washing machine? Do you guys clean your washing machines with those pill tablets
Things?
I have never done mine. My sister swears by them because her clothes being from I think because of the well water, she gets really smelly clothes. I hate to put it that way, but she does. But my we've been wanting to wash mine for quite some time, our wash machine. So Shannon bought some of the pills. Well, it's a 4-hour cycle. I put my machine on, I was like, oh, I had no clue.
I think you have them for your dishwasher too.
Yeah, yes. And you're supposed to clean that little thing out in the bottom of the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That's the little thing. I cleaned out the little thing on the bottom of my wash machine. Talk about stinchy. OMG. I thought I was going to be sick. It was bad. It was bad. Bad.
I think it's the newer washing machines that need to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Soap builds up.
Yeah.
Well, it was guck. It was really.
Well, my washing machine is flinging fabric softener. When I stick it in the dispenser, when I finish I open it after it's gone through its cycle, the fabric softener is just thrown all over the place in the inside of the washing machine. So.
It's like, I don't like this kind.
I know, and it never used to do that. But
I don't do fabric softener anymore because it gunks up in the center thing, and it gunks up all around the bottom and stuff. It's really not good for your washer.
So someone told me they use what they call their wool balls that you put in the dryer.
Like what Beth's doing. You could make your own.
Exactly. Wool is a very dry fiber, and it's very thirsty. So you put a ball in your dryer, and it's supposed to absorb some of the water in your clothes.
Right.
and therefore it saves you electric, which is just parts of a penny every time,
Right.
and then it also beats on your clothes to fluff them up.
Yes. So that's what
And you
I'm
can
going
put
to
a
do.
little essential oil on here too for fragrance for your clothes.
Yeah, I don't care about the fragrance, but
And actually the fabric softener is horrible for your clothes. It wears down the fibers, and especially that new what all the companies are using, that tercel or whatever, they're comparing it to cotton, which it really isn't. It's just rayon. It softener eats rayon. Like, yeah, it's not good for clothes.
But they've also got lots of toxins in them that are really bad for us. Welcome, Jen.
I do bounce. I will put bounce in the dryer.
Ann Lover says, looking at pictures upside down is a technique for interior designers. You flip through a magazine or photos with them upside down toward client. Client stops at what they like, showing colors they like.
There you go.
Instead of instead of looking at the room itself.
Has anybody tried the new washing dissolved sheets?
I have taken them on the ship to do our laundry at the laundromat on the ship.
Oh, that would save a lot of space.
Well, when we go on the longer ships, because no matter, you take too much clothes, but you don't remember like enough bras or underwear, or or you decided to wear 7 outfits in one day for whatever reason, and you run out of clothes. It happens.
Or you want to wear it again. Yeah.
And who wants to take dirty clothes home too? We like to throw a load in right before we come home too.
Do they have like a little laundry room that you can just line up? Or
yes, some of the ships do, some of them don't. The newer ships, unfortunately, do not have the laundry.
Just have to be nice and take one, but wait in line.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there's like usually two. I think two machines. And it's not crazily priced either, That's really not.
Well, that's good.
Like you'd think that they would, but no, I guess that's not where they're thinking to get your money. They get your money everywhere else.
I've never been on a cruise long enough where I'd have to do laundry, so I wouldn't know.
Hey, Colleen, welcome. Hi, Jen. Nice to see you guys.
You must pack really well. I'm a horrible packer. Horrible. Even just going down to the coast this past weekend, I didn't have enough, and I had
the last minute, y'all. She waits till the last minute. That's
I packed Saturday morning before or Friday morning before we left.
Yeah, I'm a very good packer. I'm a minimalist. When it comes to packing.
Well, you would have been good on the trip to Europe when they all packed in just backpacks.
I did that. I went through Europe with a backpack and a sleeping bag.
Yeah, that would have they and then my son, it was like, well, he doesn't change clothes anyway, so they weren't worried about him. But the girl, and they did good. They did laundry every couple of days, and they did really good. I was surprised at how well they did.
Yeah, washing panties out in the sink.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Mm-hmm. My girlfriend, when she did that through Australia, she said, I took all my old underwear so I could just throw it out.
Well, I had a brother-in-law, an ex-brother-in-law, who when he'd go on business trip, he would take his crappiest holy underwear, and then after he wore it, he would just throw it out, and he wouldn't have to.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. Yeah,
that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Or even go buy crappy, cheap ones.
Right.
Not that that's the best thing in the world, but yeah, to not have to worry about that kind of thing.
I've done that. I've taken like holy underpants and just thrown them out.
Yeah.
Then you come back with
silk undies. They're light wash easily and dry quickly, Anne says.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of all architecture.
Or just don't wear them. That's what my doctor told me after my injury. I was worried about that. I was like, And he's like, well, yeah, you don't, because I was worried. How am I going to, at first, how am I going to get them up and down? And how, oh my gosh, I was in a panic. And he said, well, just don't wear them. I was like, ew. He looked at me like I was crazy. But you know, it's
You gotta
a
do what's
hard
right
thing to get up and down.
right?
Then why, you know, put yourself through that stress, I guess, is how he was pretty much telling me.
Yeah, I guess that would add an extra stress at that time for sure. You know, like
It did. It made me want. I mean, I was still in rehab, and it was one of my questions and one of my fears. It's so weird. You're not thinking about, oh, I'm never going to walk. You think about silly stuff like how, you know, well, how do I get my underpants up, or how do I? Silly stuff that shouldn't really matter. You think about, but yeah, that's just how I think our brains work. To not worry about the serious stuff or the
the practical part of it, right? Very
practical.
Yeah. Like, don't sweat the small stuff.
There you go.
That's what my mom always said, and here I was worrying about my dang underwear. And I still have underwear and that I haven't worn in, 12 years now. I can't throw them away. I'm like, well, what if I need them someday? Maybe I will.
Yeah, you never know.
I keep pushing them around. Someday I guess I'll throw them away, or whatever. Toss them, I guess. It'll be like what is that called when you let go of something? It'll be
let it go.
Like when
let it go.
Maybe like a cigarette smoker that quits and they finally throw away their favorite cigarette pack holder or something like that.
The favorite lighter.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll have a thrown away underpant party.
There you go. Instead of burning bras, you can burn your undies.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just going to say that. And says she has a friend that goes for weeks with a roll-on backpack. She wears black with a few accessories and silk undies.
There you go. Yeah. And then you're prepared. You're not just, you still have something nice. And
what do they call it? The classic little black dress or something. I mean, I don't own any dresses, but
because you know what people need to realize is that black dress can do so that it doesn't have to be black. You can sew it darker. It's your, but some people just don't have that thought process when they're dressing.
I don't.
Of how to make it happy,
Like with a belt or a scarf or a ribbon.
Right. Add a little of this, a little of that.
And then hang it on my wall. That's a great idea, Ann. That might make me feel better too that I'm not. It just seems like I'm letting go of my past too much. I don't know. I'm not ready, I guess.
Well, I'm sure that those undies you could let go of, honey.
No, well, some of them were probably 12 years old at the time of my injury, so they're probably they're from my 20s.
Dry rotted.
So those ones probably are. I could probably really have a burn party, but there's some. I actually went out like after my injury, after I got released, and I was driving for my first times and stuff. I went to malls just to get out of the house, and I did buy like some underwear that I've never worn. They're brand spanking new because it was like, I just, at that time I was still thinking that, oh, I'm going to walk again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Old habits are hard.
Using over there, Ann? Or Kim. I'm sorry, not Ann. I'm sorry. Kim, what are you using over there, Kim?
What am I using? For what?
Yeah. That bucket.
Oh, that is homemade texture paste.
Okay, great.
White gesso in a bucket, and I'm trying to decide which is which. Oh, this is the gesso. Ha! Because I want to cover that darn glossy cover.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes, Kim. Or Ann. Oh, all these names. Sorry, guys.
That's good.
Can we all just not have names? We all just be cousinets.
Hey, you with the face between your ears. That was my thing when my kids were little.
Just say you crafty bitch.
Hey, quit taking Ann's name.
What's my name?
Oh, for goodness sakes, yes. Kim's name. Sorry.
Now, don't be
What is
fighting
going
over
on?
your name.
What
There's
is
more. There's more to be found.
Let's see.
Fighting over names.
I was joking when we first came on because it was Beth and Becca and me. And I said, hey, I need a B name too.
Mhm.
We could call you Bim.
Yeah, you good.
Okay, let's do this.
Becca, did you see what Anne in chat said about your undies? Make a doll of them.
Yeah, I seen that.
Okay.
Great idea.
Look at these. Oh, these are adorable.
Oh, they're adorable.
Little birds.
Let's make Anne big again.
No, they're just pictures out of the.
Oh, those are cute. Look at the little hats, like the graduating birds.
Yeah. And the article is
College bird.
Face it, Mom, I don't want to go to college.
Ooh.
Cool.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Go get your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you,
Squares.
all those people in North Carolina could have used you.
Yeah. Cut that out. Use it square. Yeah.
I think when you say college to some kids, they don't realize you can go to a 2-year college and do pretty well.
Yeah.
Yep.
They think, oh God,
I don't think we do a good enough job with trade school education in this country.
No.
You should be able to go and learn how to be an AC tech or a plumbing assistant and become a plumber or an electrician. All of those jobs,
They all pay good.
they all pay really good.
And you know what? There's a lot of jobs out there that a trade school would be better than a 4-year college.
Absolutely, much more. And then you graduate.
I mean, there are the techs. There are, that those are normal jobs that you go and you get those trainings at. The electrician, the whatever.
And then you graduate with a marketable skill.
That's right. But college gets some of these kids so wound up on other things, and that how many of them are dropouts because they weren't. Yeah, I think college really.
And some of them get caught up in just all the
fun.
Yeah, not just the fun. They get caught up in doing, oh, I'm in this sorority, or I'm in this and I'm this, and they don't really focus, on.
And they also end up with an enormous amount of debt that they carry.
Yeah, enormous amount of debt, and whenever they finish, like a lot of them have made themselves so that they're in a field that there isn't a lot of jobs in that field.
I know.
I mean, how many marine biologists you see advertised?
Or getting a job that isn't going to pay off their loans.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going into a job that it's going to take you 10 years to make the money that job can make you, but it's going to, you have loans that are going to be above your pay rate.
Yeah.
It just isn't. It's sad. It's really sad what colleges do.
My grandson was in a trade program in high school. So half his grade 12 was actually a work program. Yeah. And they hired him right after he graduated. He's been working with them for over 1.5 years now and makes decent coin. He's doing drywall and renovations and fire damage cleanup. He's got
he can probably have his own business at some point,
Exactly. That's what his plan is, He's learning all this stuff through this job. They actually had him running a crew.
My nephew went to diesel mechanic school, and he's out of school making like $800 a week. Just right out of school.
Yeah, which is awesome. So
I have my four cousins, or my 3 nephews and a niece well, 3 of them started college together, and one started trade school this past September. So far, 2 of the kids dropped out of college. One is still going to college, but he's going teleteaching. He got accepted into a teleteaching through Penn State. So he's still going, but he's considering not continuing. And my nephew that started September to go to the trade school and he decided he wanted to fix a medical equipment. He's still going. I mean, he's still going. It's only his first semester, so I can't wait to hear about after, because that's when the 2 dropped out. Well, the one dropped out the first semester. The second one dropped out after the one whole, spring, winter and spring semester. During the summer, he decided not to go back. And then, and like I said, the other one. So it's just like, what the heck? Now, unfortunately, you got 2 of the kids that are going to have loans for a semester of, that they're, what do you learn in that first semester? Not much of anything.
Yeah, like it's kind of boring that first probably year,
Yeah,
because you got to do all your English and all your
requirements.
Well, I guess he went a year. Is that a year? Well, I don't know.
Usually the first
Yeah,
2 years.
And you know what cracks me up is I went straight, literally, I had 3 weeks off, and then I went right into a trade school. My trade school was it was longer. It was more like going to work. I went 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. You go to college, you're not doing that. And plus, and it wasn't like you were done after those 8 hours. We had all kinds of projects that we had to complete. It was really hard to have a part-time job where I went to school because of, your part-time job had to be a part-time job on the weekends, and pretty much that's what I did is I worked 16 hours. I worked 2 8-hour day shifts, Saturday and Sundays. And I only worked on the weekend, or I only did projects and stuff at night. And you're looking at 2-3 hours because remember, I went to fashion school. So I was constantly either needing to come up with, you had to come up with, draft, cut the pattern out, make the pattern, cut the pattern out, get the fabric, cut the fabric out, or if it was a draping class, drape it, make it, you had to make a proof, then the proof had to be approved. And then so it wasn't like college where I get, yes, you have to do reports. You're doing the same thing, but there's a lot of kids that don't and just kind of slide through,
Well,
and
I had clinicals. I had class and then clinicals.
And clinicals, so
that was a lot. That took a lot of time because at first you start out like 2 days a week clinicals, then it keeps going up.
Right. Is that your first year though?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
First year,
I guess what I mean is like when you're first out of high school and you go right into college, they don't take you right. They put you in these classes where it's like you get 1 or 2 classes in the morning, and then you get your lunch, and you get 1 class out in the afternoon. My cousin, I keep calling my cousin, my nephew, he was bored to death. He knew nobody there, and he's very recluse. So it wasn't like he did anything. He just stayed in his dorm room for the whole time. And I think that was one of the reasons he decided he didn't like it. But I don't know. It kind of proved to me again how I thought college was anyways. There's people for college, yes, but I don't think parents should push kids into it because one, they're going to do what my nephews just did, or they're going to just glide through. And the kids that glide through are usually not the ones that I would have glided through. I always found a way to just make it through classes in high school. I would have figured out the same thing at college. So, and I had to go to something that was very constructive.
Anne says we encouraged our kids to shadow people in the field they thought they wanted to go into.
That's what I did. Well, and before I
really like it was very helpful for them as teens.
Before I got in the program, I had to take a bunch of classes. Like we had, I had to take 2 Englishes. I had to take math, algebra. Then I had to take a medical terminology. I had to take anatomy 1 and 2, and then I could take physics and civics if I wanted to like get those out of the way, or psychology, whichever. And yeah, that was a good year before I could even get in the program. And then the program was 2 years.
Yeah. Malia says, and there's no, hi Malia, by the way, sorry. There's no such thing as a 4-year school anymore. They're all 6-year plus programs now, and a big, huge scam in her opinion.
Well, and especially if the kids aren't very dedicated at doing 4 classes at least every single semester.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you don't do 4 classes, you're not graduating within the amount of time that you're supposed to.
Yeah. And it also says, and learn what each job would pay and what the lifestyle would be. That's a very big important thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if they come from a family where their parents are professional, like doctors, lawyers, whatever, they have no idea what, you know, somebody else might be, their lifestyle. Sherry said school made her so anxious. It was so bad. She couldn't focus.
I wasn't from a family that had any medical background at all. And so I started having problems as a teen with endometriosis. And I just slowly figured out that I wanted to go into the medical field.
Yeah.
So I was like 25 or 6 before I even got in the program. Because
Which makes more sense because then you're more dedicated.
I was doing banking before that.
Because my sister right out of high school, she thought she was going to be an engineer. And she went to college and she dropped out because that's not what she wanted. And then she realized, you know, after she had her kids, wait a second, I want to be a nurse, you know, and then she went back to school for that. And, you know, that's what she's doing. And she really likes it now, what she's doing, you know, although I think she has an engineer mind. I think she would have been great at it, but it wasn't for her.
Beth said if she had to do it all over again, she would start an arts and crafts mixed media school. It's never too late, hon.
No.
Run around here, make lots of money.
I would have.
Maya said she would go to Beth's school, and she thought she wanted to be a lawyer until she temped twice in a law office. Yeah, I wouldn't temp in a law office.
That's what I worked for. I worked for civil defense attorneys, and we were the nonprofit for them. And boy, did I learn a lot about lawyers. And
Were you like a paralegal?
No, I was I maintained
administrative.
As a database administrator.
Yes.
I could have made a lot of money if I would have left that, but nonprofit, you don't do real well. I mean, I did okay, but I could have made a lot more. But I liked it. I had my own little office, which I wouldn't have had anywhere else. I would have been working probably for a team. And there was only 4 of us there. It was a nice little place, but lawyers are.
I'm just curious.
Lawyers can be dirty.
Yeah, you're crooked.
Beck, I have a question.
Just like politicians.
Do you still use your fashion design skills that you learned?
Look at it. I am right here.
Awesome.
I can, but I don't. I want to get my machine out. It makes me nervous and anxious too. But I want to. I've learned a lot through doing this, though. Like I said, my drawing was never really my highlight. I did much better on draping and such because I could then touch it and feel it and do it.
No, the reason I'm asking is because I have worked with so many people who have been in chairs, and one of their biggest thing is fashionable clothes that are comfortable and easy to put on and off being in a chair, right?
Amen, sister.
And so I was just wondering if you designed your own clothing for ease of use for yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's like it's the need, but I don't know if I would enjoy that. And I feel really bad because there are a couple lines out there that do that, and they're so expensive.
Yeah,
But I
no,
understand why they're so expensive.
yeah.
You
I
know,
was just
because
wondering if you did it for yourself so that you could be more comfortable and have
oh,
ease of use.
I'm
That's
pretty.
what I was
You know
asking.
what I've learned from 12 years what to wear and what don't. I don't wear. Um, I don't wear pants.
Yeah,
No, you know, there's a lot of times that I don't wear pants, but I usually have a dress on. I'm not
yeah,
pantless per se,
yeah.
but I've learned dresses are really good, and you know, tunics that were real popular for you. Those are perfect dresses for me because
Perfect.
I'm
Okay.
sitting down and they come up right to my thighs and they look like a dress on me. So I have many long tunics that a lot of people wear, like with leggings or shorts or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and that I wear as dresses. So it kind of saves me half price on clothing, right? But
Awesome.
uh,
No, yeah,
but yeah, and there's definitely people that are less mobile than I am that, you know, they need some sort of somehow to put clothes on. Well, and a lot of times it's not them putting clothes on, it's their caretaker helping them
right,
put their
right,
clothes on.
right.
You know, that could help them and such. So
Yeah. No, I was just curious. Sorry,
yeah,
and I know it's personal. I probably shouldn't have done it on.
I have thought about it. I've thought it many times.
I just, I
It's a
just
need.
so
And
since you've got the background that because you could make it so much easier for yourself, kind of thing.
oh yeah.
That's all. That's all. Welcome, Tony. Nice to meet you. We are working on pumpkins today in various shapes, forms. Let's make Beth big, and she can explain what she's up to. Oh,
I am going
And
to.
you are killing it with that pumpkin.
she is.
This is going to be
Yeah,
a
you're
good.
making a nice,
rock.
nice rock one.
Now, see this one. When I did it, I didn't make it hard enough in the middle, so it's real squishy. But you can't really tell. I mean, it's
No.
on the table.
Yeah.
But I like the heavy feel better than the soft feel. So I'm doing the center in the cheaper wool, and then I'm going to cover it with the more expensive core wool, roving wool, which is merino wool, and it's the favorite of the wools to felt with, and it's also the one of the wools that's not as itchy, and it doesn't bother my skin, but if I touch my eyes will itch. So the idea is don't touch your eyes.
Don't. That's what my grandma would say.
And then I go wash my hands real good afterwards, and then I wash my face too, and then I won't itch. But I don't know that I'm allergic to it. It's just the fiber that's itchy, you know.
Yeah.
But
Can I
but
ask a
anyway,
question before you move on to the next step?
Yep, yep.
Can you use it's not going to give you the weight, but could you use like a foam ball inside and felt that white to the foam ball just to give it some
well,
push?
you'll end up getting the foam ball will get torn and fibers, and it'll be messy. The foam ball will disintegrate,
Right.
so it'll become mush.
What could we use in the center that could save on
Well,
wool?
you can use some fabrics and then put wool around it, but you got to be
Ooh.
able to use something that the needle will go through.
What about wool?
Yeah,
Like a pair of old, but I mean like a pair of old wool pants. You could,
absolutely an old pair of old socks. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
The idea of the core wool is that it's cheaper than
Right.
the roving wool,
But not
and-
that much cheaper.
Okay, so now I have a question.
I get it. Well, anyway, but
Could you send me where you get your core wool? Send it to me,
I'll
because
be
that-
glad to.
My
Yes,
question
please.
now is, Beth, if you took a pair of wool work socks and stuffed it with fiberfill like we would for a pillow or a stuffed
Yeah.
animal or something, and then felted around it, would that work?
It'll be squishy like this. And sometimes it's hard to work with squishy.
Yeah, but if you pack it
Yes,
really
you
tight,
could try it and do it, but it's hard to work on a squishy object. That's all I'm saying. It's just
okay.
hard to
So
work.
here's another question now. If you had a styrofoam ball in the middle, wrapped
Right.
it with a couple of pairs of socks, would
Right.
that work?
The styrofoam will
Still
you
break
poke
down?
it'll break down the styrofoam, and you'll have styrofoam everywhere.
Right. Okay.
And
No, I just
not,
thought I
it
would.
might be sealed. You might be able to seal it, but if you use paper, you're going to break your needles.
Yeah.
If you use something that's harder than wool, it'll break your needles.
Mhm.
Crunchy, like a foam ball, will break down, and you will get mush in the middle,
Right.
and it'll make a mess.
Okay.
But you can try anything. Of course, try it.
I just
And
had
like
to ask. I'm never going to needle felt. I'll be honest. I was just.
But it was good. Yeah.
you could even use a little small ball of yarn, but
Oh.
but again, you've got to make sure that your needle will crunch through it. This is a hard wool yarn, but the soft wool might
What are you
work.
doing?
What about
And
like
make a yarn ball would
Do you have
probably
like
be
a
your
worsted?
best
Like,
bet.
could you use like a worsted weight yarn
Are you
ball?
playing with your
Would
Play-Doh?
that work?
Yeah, the yarn will not disintegrate. The yarn, if it's
Y'all play
not
with that
wool,
outside?
it won't felt on the
No,
inside.
no.
But
Oh,
the
right.
wool on the outside would felt.
Right. Okay.
And you
No.
can use a ball of yarn. Mm-hmm.
So you could pick up cheap yarn at the thrift store and
The yarn, you
do
can
that?
you can poke a needle through most of the yarn, but you need to be careful. You will break your needle.
Okay.
But try it and see how you like it, and then go for it. And yeah, but there's lots of different things you could do and try and everything.
Okay.
I've learned, I'm a self-taught person. I didn't go to school for any of this, so I'm sure there's other things that you could try that I definitely don't know about.
I'm
But
Bethy taught.
yep.
Yeah.
I watched some people on the internet.
Yep.
Safina's felting house, and
Aren't they down here near me? I think.
yeah,
they're
I think
right
so.
Like
And
within 30 minutes from me.
they use wire and armatures on the inside of their animals and things, and they use the core wool, and so I'm using the core wool too.
Is that where you get your coral?
I get my wool from Mohair and More in Waverly, Texas.
Waverly, that is right next to me. I drove through there this just recently.
If you go, ask for Louise and tell her Beth sent you.
What I should do is I should take us and go live.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, that'd be cool.
She's a mom and pop's store, and she has all her wool in the basement. And if you call and say, I don't know what I want to do, she'll help you. She'll help you order everything online, and she can help you decide what to buy. And she was real helpful to me. And she's got I think she's like a Sweden accent or a Dutch accent. Very, her name's Louise. And I love her. I
It's
buy all
really clicky. Is that glitchy? It's like when you go it would be kind of like if you were going somewhere for a bed and breakfast kind of little town. That's what Waverly is. It's like Wimberley,
Yeah.
right? That's where it's at. Wimberley.
Waverly. Mm-hmm.
It's Waverly.
With the one I.
Yeah, okay, because I'll have to check. It's actually Wimberley that's near me, not Wimberley.
Okay. I think this one's southwest of you.
Oh, okay.
Dana, you're big, hon.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to make this thing.
I'm trying to make that.
So I'm sculpting out my pieces.
Cool.
They're turning out awesome.
Where did you get the dry clay?
I don't know. I've
You're
had
dry
it for like 40 years.
Oh, really? I'm thinking about. I want to get some. I think that would be fun to try. No.
I love your dry clay.
Yeah. Oh, I know Miriam uses it like crazy.
Yeah, she loves it.
So that's what I'm trying to do here.
It's coming.
Sculpt this crapped up so I can. Because then after I sculpt it, then I have to put tissue paper over it and then paint it.
What's the tissue paper for?
It makes the texture and
Oh, I see. I
covers
see.
the clay.
It makes it look like a not just a
Yeah, it makes the texture and
plastic
covers the
painting.
clay. I think this is too big.
Hmm.
So yeah.
What this I couldn't ask for a better Sunday hanging out with you girls.
Awesome. Awesome.
We can't tell because
Becca.
usually you don't come.
Oh, Becca, what you up to?
Okay, well, right now I have it all covered now. Inside, see, I just do inside there. Got my pumpkin
Oh,
on
look
there
at your pumpkin. He's beautiful.
in the paperwork, right?
It
The
did.
paper I finally found. And then I found 3 pumpkins, which is kind of good because I like the roll of 3. I got 3 pumpkins here, word pumpkins, and I'm tinting the paper so that it's not stark white. And I'm just gonna put the words pumpkin
Oh,
around.
cute.
And then yeah, and then we'll see what comes next. I don't know. Probably a little bit more embellishments, something that will make it not want to go through the mail.
Well, I know that feeling. I get carried away with my paint when I do my envelopes. Anne says she buys wool clothing and blankets at thrift stores. She can
Sorry.
wash them in hot water and dryer. It will shrink, and you can use it as interior part for dryer balls. We also use them for making mitts here, and we cut mitts out of them and can stitch them up that way. Kitty Jen says she found some pictures of pumpkin, posted the pages in our groups, and as soon as I get and she'll pick there.
Jughead.
Post as soon as she gets them all glued in. Washed my face, can't do a thing with it. Here's Anne. What you up to, Anne?
Oh, I'm
Oh.
cutting. I'm cutting.
I'm online. Oh,
I'm just minding my own business because I'm not pumpkin in it. I'm just cutting squares. I hope
That's
that's
fine.
not. Is that
This
okay?
is why we are the Feral Artist Group, because we always end up doing our own things anyways.
Well, I'm cutting out squares for the square notebook.
I
Going
really
through
like those
magazines. So,
Those
You
little
can tell us pumpkin stories.
There you go. Well, you're doing your squares.
Did you ever go pumpkin chunking?
no,
No, what is
Is it?
that?
I think they started that. Isn't that? Don't they pumpkin chunk? Isn't that? Is it?
I
Because
don't know.
isn't that farm that was on TV?
Yeah.
What didn't it start in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the little people or whatever.
little
Yeah.
people, big world
They put pumpkins in cannons and
in a
shoot-
cannon. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've
yeah.
never seen it in a can. I've always
And
seen
they
it on
do it.
the
They also have
catapult.
or the catapult. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
like a
They
Jimmy
also
Perry or
do
whatever.
corn in the cannon too.
Yeah.
That is
Don't
dangerous.
they have guns that shoot baked
They have it out in the field where
potato launchers.
Potato guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
oh my boys
What are
thought
you
that was the coolest thing whenever they were younger.
What are you doing, mister?
I could try to carve a pumpkin head, but I don't think I'm quite up to doing that yet. But I've got all sorts of YouTube videos on how to carve pumpkins heads out
Be
of
a
wood.
long-term goal for next year.
Yes. I'll get one.
Now you put your bum in my face. I don't
Right.
want it. Go away.
He has a whole bunch of. He actually did some really very, very simple, easy. Because he was talking about carving, and you can carve something that's very, very simple
Not
and
taking
easy,
that out there.
but it's still really nice. It doesn't have to be complicated to be.
Because y'all will drop them and they'll end up in the pool.
So what are your intentions
your
of
stuff in
what do you
here.
think you might want to make first?
I don't know. I've got a couple of books that I bought that have like plans for little tiny people. I thought it would be fun to make a whole bunch of little things and make them into Christmas tree ornaments. So,
Have you seen the golf ball carving, Anne?
yes, I have.
Carol's
That's
done
really
that.
cool too.
You carve a golf ball?
Yeah.
You can carve golf balls. They're incredible.
Yeah.
The ones with the solid inside, not the ones with the elastic wrap.
Right.
I didn't know you could do such a thing.
Oh,
I have
that's
no
a-
ideas about a golf ball.
That's a whole thing. I actually have a bunch of golf balls that, have been ended up in my yard.
I was just going to say that's in your yard.
Your yard and your windows and the
My
house,
windows, yes.
rolling under the bed.
Yes. Bouncing off the roof, ending up in the
Could you imagine them crawling into your bed and pulling and like being like, "What the heck is that?" It's a golf ball.
You have to be quiet.
Fortunately.
Oh, cool, Maya. She says Friday she actually touched a pumpkin for the first time in her life. It was
Oh, wow.
surprisingly
Cool.
exciting. That's
Oh, fun.
That is awesome.
I know Dee Dee's doing her famous collage tomorrow, her pumpkin collage. I was telling everyone last week that she was doing it last Monday, but tomorrow is the big pumpkin reveal because she does just, oh my God, they're gorgeous, aren't they, Beth?
Yes, they
Beth
are.
wants to get in a car and just drive right down to Sunnyside, Georgia and knock on Dee Dee's
I would give
door.
anything if she would do an artificial pumpkin and do it. I would drive straight up there to pick it up.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have to ship it.
that's
I
right.
would love it. Oh my gosh.
Well, let's see. She's in, I love the name of her town, Sunnyside.
Yeah. She's a little bit south of
Yeah, she's a wee bit south.
I don't know,
I've driven here to Valdesta. Well, she's north of Valdesta in about 6 hours. You can get from here to Atlanta. Well, yeah, you could do that in probably 6 or 7 hours. It would be a haul, but
yeah,
you could do it in a day.
we can get to Georgia about 5 hours from here.
Oh yeah, I bet you're right across the border.
Yeah.
Valdosta's only about 5 hours from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But she's much north of that. She's further north. I think she's about an hour or so south of Atlanta
Yeah.
because Denise lives in the Atlanta area.
Oh no.
Skedaddle. Skedaddle.
This is Diane von Freustenberg. Isn't she a design? Yeah, she's a fashion designer.
All right. So please, do you want to see anybody large and what they're up to?
Large in charge.
We did a quick
Large and in person.
Somebody's got a book named Large Marge.
Oh, that's Cindy Utter.
There you go.
And she has another one named something else too. I think Large Marge and Big Ben or something.
You want to see Becca? Okay, let's make Becca big. You're up. Front and center. That's you.
Nope. That's Becca.
What a nice envelope.
That's
That
a
was
lovely
cute.
envelope.
Thanks.
Did you just cover a white one? Or make one out of that pretty paper?
No, I cover them.
Cover the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I really gutted that.
I have enough.
Town and country. Ooh, I didn't see you on the back cover, honey. Let's take an eye. The eyes have it. What do you need?
The little ones probably won't work for y'all's flavor.
Oh, and look, she's weaving ribbon, guys. That's lovely.
I have this and I've had it for years and I didn't know really what it was. Then one day I was like, oh, I know what that's for. It took me years. I didn't want to get rid of it because I knew it was something. I just didn't know what.
That's very cool. So it punches out like, is that like an 1/8 inch wide holes?
I'm gonna go get a-
It's a border punch.
Yeah, it's a border punch.
Oh, I have one of those.
Okay, yeah.
But mine's more lacy, but it gets jammed all the time.
Please.
Yeah.
The girls are getting bossy with Pop Pop.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Aubrey said she was going to go tell Pop Pop to get his butt up and go get some Zaxby's for lunch. Okay, so for y'all that have worked with air dry clay, like
Yes,
the outside of this is getting dry, but I know the inside isn't.
right.
Can I take and put paper over it yet, or will I need to wait?
If you leave the bottom open without paper on it so that it still has space to dry, I think you should be okay. What do you think, Anne?
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I
Well,
think as long as the outside is hard.
I just wouldn't want it to mold,
Yeah, that was my thinking.
I bought the air dry clay because I made little tiny, I did a Winnie the Pooh room. I made a and I made a little chair and a table, and I made the little honey crocks for his honey, and I made those. They're only about yay big, but I made those out of the air dry clay.
Ant.
And
Yeah,
when
this
they-
is air dry, but it's, I mean, like, it says 24 hours for it to
for
dry.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
try the heat gun for a little bit too.
Yeah.
I don't know if the heat gun might make it craze.
Well, and this stuff that I'm working on is foam, so I really can't.
Oh, okay. I guess you're just going to have to be patient.
You're gonna stream tomorrow night and do part 2 tomorrow night. Everybody's
Yeah,
got to
maybe
come over
so,
there and
yeah.
watch because
Yeah,
it'll be continued.
I don't want to mess it up. I mean, like, I'll show y'all what I have so far so that I
let's
can.
go.
I just messed up my
Yeah.
envelope.
Oh no!
I tried to extend my holes and I didn't get them matched up. I moved. Gosh darn it.
Oh,
So-
wow.
I'm gonna fix it.
That is interesting. Oh, my gosh.
So
Is
the
that
eyes
what-
Cute.
oh, that's
painted
styrofoam.
on, then eyes will get painted on here for the cat and the mouth. And then the eyes will get painted on for the ghost. This is a little nose and cheeks.
Now, what part of that's clay? All of it? No.
This is clay, and then all the little pieces.
Oh, the little pieces are clay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you glue the clay down? How'd you get the?
I didn't glue it. I used toothpicks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that'll
So
work.
I'll see tomorrow if I have to glue any of it.
So then the center isn't clay, right? Is
Huh?
that
Yeah, the
This
3
one-
pumpkins are plastic.
okay?
Yeah, they're the foam pumpkins.
Then I think it should be fine if the outside is dry because it's
Yeah.
not that thick.
Do you want to just paint? What do you want to do to the clay? Paint it?
No, well, first you put you collage over it. Like you could just collage tissue paper over it.
Oh, okay. So that's basically providing texture, and you're going to cover
Yeah.
it. Okay, gotcha. And then you paint the tissue. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I see. Now I understand. Yeah, you're probably better off making sure it's completely dry.
Yeah, so if y'all want to see what this looks like, you'll have to come back tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a date.
Yeah, the date.
Oh no!
'Cause
6 o'clock. Best channel, your channel?
my channel.
Your channel. Okay.
Well, that was stupid.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I guess I better.
No, that's what I just felt like, Kim. I can't believe I did that. But when I flipped
Yeah, I
it,
would be afraid that, if you've got that much. But then
I wanted to work on it last night so I could like finish it today, but that didn't happen because I got grandkids and we went somewhere
Right.
and all that stuff. So
Well, I'm thinking, what would be the worst case scenario if you proceeded now? What could happen?
well,
My craze.
I'm
Well,
afraid
if you
I'll pieces
cover it
off.
with paper. It doesn't matter what it does underneath.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just wait.
Okay. Because that's what I usually do. I always try to look at, well, what's the worst case scenario? I have to start all over again. Nothing. I don't, it's
Yeah, I just better wait.
you just wait, and then you don't have to have a worst case scenario.
You are. Ask Pop to please get me something and a tea.
that Papa, what a guy.
How old are they?
7 and 5.
Well, that's a
Oh,
good
heck
age.
yeah, they could be on your channel doing just like Warren used to do. I talked to him last week, and I was like, I really miss you hanging out with me, and the girls missed you on the channel. He said, I'll come over. I can still do that. I was like, oh wow, really?
Should we mail letters and
I know, right? Welcome him back. I was shocked. He was like, yeah, I could do that.
That's funny. Yeah, those two. One of them is, these are hyper. The other one's just happy doing crafts, period. You didn't put your Play-Doh up.
Uh-oh. It will dry.
Avi, your Play-Doh's still laying out. It'll dry up. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you can take me off.
Okay. I'll go back for a minute. So I'm turning this magazine into a pumpkin. I put the paint on, put it on a piece of plastic to dry, and it lifted all the paint and tore. It's okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to look old. I don't care. You know, worst case scenario. I'm just now gluing pages together so that the pages are thicker. The cover will have 4 pages glued together, both front and back. But this is what I do with air dried clay. I make little flower things for no apparent reason, and I just throw them in a jar.
Oh, like all your stuff
everything else I
I
do.
ask and tell you about. I'm like, well, what do you do with that? It's over here. You got so many bits and bops containers of stuff.
I know. I mean, look, like this is just on my desk, right? Like, and I have it's nuts everywhere.
You're a bits and bops master.
I just have stuff.
it's called Kimbits.
Kimbits, exactly.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Hoarder of Kimbits is what I am. But yeah. So as I say, I'm not overly worried that this pumpkin's got scarring on it, or Now I'll paint this front, and
It looks like a real pumpkin then. Because,
yeah.
I
some-
think
well,
of that.
we'll see.
Usually pumpkins are a mess.
Yep, they are. They are.
They've gone through the field.
Yep. Have you guys seen that one where they take those little mini pumpkins and they hollow them out, and then they carve faces, and really simple faces, wad up a piece of foil or a big piece of paper and put it in the middle of it, decorate the outside with dried flowers and silks or whatever, and then they put them in a dehydrator for over a day, so they get these shrunken head pumpkins that look absolutely incredible.
No, I haven't seen that. Wow.
They are just, if I can find the video, I will share it on my group page and I'll tag you. But they are so cute. They're just the little pumpkins. Oh, and yeah, I am the curator of a collection of original art ingredients. Yeah, lots of ingredients. Lots and lots of ingredients. All right, I'm going to paint this. So while I'm finding paint, let's make... Who wants to go big? Beth, you're big.
Oh,
Okay.
our pumpkins turning colors.
It is turning color.
So I've started with the orangey color, and now I want to show you. I like a variety of shades, blends. So I'm going to take a little piece, and like this one here, you can sort of see some green mixed in, and this is just some of the core wool that I need to put some more orange on there. It came through, but you see how soft it was? So it needs more felting. But I like to put striations of different shades on my outer coat to make it look more realistic. Because if you look at a real pumpkin, you can see different shades in it, different colors. Because I guess it was green at one time, right? So I'm going to draft off some of this orange, and I've got a little piece of green, and I've got a little piece of yellow, and you can do it's called finger blending when you draft 2 or 3 things together, and you pull it apart and pull some of the threads with it, and then you stack it and you do it again until it's blended to the shade that you want. And these is going to be like something that I can put where the ribs will be on the pumpkin. Um, like this one's got yarn for the ribs, and or you can try to make your ribs, but it's easier. And I think today I'm going to try to use some jute for the ribs, which is the lines that go down. We had to look that word up the other day, so we're going to try this for the ribs. So and then I'm going to put this colorful wool down first, and then I'll put the ribs on. That's how that's going down. And you can pick any shades, to put on your in your pumpkin. And I think colorful things, I like colorful things. So of course, one of my favorite things to do is blending anyway. If everybody knows me, they know I love to blend things. But this is called finger drafting, when you mix colors together. And I also have a board. It's got all the little needles on it, and then I have the brush where you can brush your wool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Carding, yes.
I've been looking for one.
Well, I made mine, and I can show you how to make it for about $15 because they're expensive.
Yes.
And I'll go get it down and show somebody else, and I'll go get it down and set that up and show you how it works.
Okay, who wants to go up? Anne, Becca, which one of you wants to go up?
Go ahead, Anne. I'm trying.
I'm just looking through the latest issue of Uppercase.
Cool.
This is Uppercase. I've been getting it for several years now. I think it's a Canadian. It's more eye candy, with stories and look at this. Isn't this not cool? This is, someone made this collage, but it's actually out of little blocks of wood with sewing notions on it.
That's wonderful.
And there's even a little garter. Look, a little garter thing from stocking days.
I love those things, those kinds of things.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
She even has a pair of scissors sewn in. That is awesome.
I've been collecting stuff for a sewing journal for years and years and years, and that's something I don't have. I have little clippies that I found.
Yeah.
But I don't. The garter's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't even know where you'd. I remember. I'm old enough that I'm pre-pantyhose, so I remember.
Yeah.
I made a sewing journal for. I'd gotten one of Johnny.
I got one of her boxes a couple of years ago, and I thought it was going to be one theme, and it ended up being a sewing theme. And at that point, I'm not really a sewer. I am becoming a sewer, a slow stitch sewer. I made a bear. I'm in the process of making a bear.
Oh, is it done?
No, it's all the pieces are done. It just now has to be assembled and stuffed. But I'm done with all the stitching of all the parts. So, but I ended up taking everything that came in that sewing box that Johnny sent me, and I made a sewing journal about that thick, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I gave it to Johnny, so she has it. So, but it came out, and it had old magazines, needlepoint magazines, and those became the pages in the journal. And yeah, I'm very happy with it.
I found that I have so much that's what I'm kind of trying to do is put a couple kits together for people if they want them, because
well, I got one of those golden book kits from Malaya. I never can pronounce the name. Malaya.
Mm-hmm.
I got a golden book kit from her, and I altered the golden book, and I'd never done that before, and that's a lot of fun.
Well, and I have to admit, I've never altered a book before.
Did
And
you
I'm
keep
having
the
so much
story
fun
intact?
doing that book that like you guys are doing. It's not a forest book, but I'm having an absolute blast with
Oh
it.
yeah, you said you were going to pick like one of those coffee table books that you
Yeah,
had and
yeah.
just start gluing stuff in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm having an absolute blast with that.
Beth and I are having a ball on Wednesdays. I love having, Wednesdays. Oh wow, 10 golden book kits. Wow. Well, I
So
tell you what, your kits are very, very generous. You had so much stuff.
did you keep your story intact, or did you just it didn't?
Oh, I watched somebody do a really good step by step on how to keep the book intact but add
Can I
pages.
show you the book?
Right.
Can I show you the book?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, here it is. I didn't like the cover. I don't know if for some reason I didn't like the cover, but you can see there's the golden book spine. I cut it in half so I could save the original spine of it. So that's the golden book,
Lovely.
and that's a Robin McClendon jelly plate print. But there's the in the inside of the golden book, and then I just put the pages in, and this is a lot of the stuff that came in the kit. And then I made some tags and pockets and little things to go in it. Oops. And then I guess and that all came, and that's actually came out of the sewing kit, but this is all paper that I had laying around.
Oh, I
Came out pretty good.
Malia says she had no idea that you were making forest journals, and she started one, then found out, so she's gonna have to catch up on yours.
Yeah. Well, it's the forest book where we are. But this is
That's a great journal.
Yeah, this was. I don't even know where half this stuff came from. I mean, that was pocket, flashcard. I think this washi tape came with. I put that as another tag I made out of a.
I've taken a book and taken pages out of it, like
Yeah.
keep like 5 pages and then take like 10 out, or you just have to figure out your book. And
Right.
Then go in and.
I guess I didn't save. This is actually I'm looking through here. I guess I didn't save any of the actual golden book pages. Usually people save the pages, but I guess I didn't. I just did my
Well,
own.
some people will try to keep the story good. Like they'll try to.
I didn't care for. I can't remember now. There was something that didn't do anything for me, so I just did my own thing. That's it. Honestly, I don't remember. I did this. That's an ad, and I did like one of those paper clip thingies. I think that came in the kit. That was in the kit. But green stamps. I had some green stamps. And here's another one of those paper clip things. And that Maine Central Railroad paper, that came from Johnny. And that's a jelly plate print. And I like to add that it's not vellum, it's just tracing paper. But you just take a page and makes it look like it's like vellum,
Yeah, it works.
It works.
What do you do to make it look like vellum?
Well, I just stick it in there, but people might think it's vellum, but it's not. It's just
Okay. Yeah, I use a lot of tracing paper too. So.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's underused. I think you can use it. That's one of my stamps.
It's much easier to use than vellum.
A lot cheaper too.
Yeah, true.
Oh, look. I don't know whether I made, or maybe that was given to me. I don't know. That does not look like me. Someone must have made that. Because that's not my that's my stamp. I carved that stamp. So that's my stamp. Yeah, so and here's another thing full of little goodies. Oh, that's one of those. That's a thing that makes 3 pockets, a pocket of 3 pockets. Modern, yeah. So that's and there's the golden book, altered book. And I'm trying to see how did I actually stitched this one, and it was a bitch, as I remember. Just saving. Yeah, I stitched it on a. Yeah, it's actually sewn, and there's 3 signatures, and it's sewn onto a board, like a board, and then that was glued onto this, I think. But it was, yeah, it was not easy. But that's.
I haven't stitched on paper or anything like that.
Yeah, it was a piece of. Yeah, it was a piece of cardboard. I think I stitched it on, and then. Yeah, and then I glued that on the sides here. But it's, yeah. But 3 signatures, pretty fat signatures. And I think I just did the 3-stitch journal thing that you were talking about, Kim. That's basic, or someone was talking about, just the 3. Anyway, that's it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I've come to the conclusion I really enjoy making, like I made that sketchbook journal. I enjoy making books.
Thank you.
Anyway, thanks. I did a Roaring 20s one too, based on the 1920s. That came out pretty cool. And I had a piece of fabric of this very flapper girl that I gotten from Rosemary Morris. And so the cover of it's fabric, and I'll show you the cover. It's really cool. It's a cool piece of fabric. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Ah, love it. Love that.
Beautiful.
Isn't that cool? And this was an existing book that I just gutted. You know how you take out so many pages and then you just cover them with, but I love that piece of fabric. And this is Seth After fabric on the back of it. And it's just chock full. I even used kind of black lace. And this is all, there she is on there. I took a picture of the fabric, right? And then printed out the picture of it.
Nice.
So I had her again. But I did all the standard, the belly band stuff and the things you can open. That's another piece of fabric.
Nice, Anne.
And this is, I bought these ephemera kits from a company in Edinburgh, and I got one on the 1920s, and I got one on the Beatles.
Very cool.
So
yes,
anyway.
I remember you working on the Beatles one.
Yeah, the Beatles one came out really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
It's fabulous. They're fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah. I liked a lot of flippy, flappy stuff, and try to figure out how to.
I like a lot of things that you can find in the book. That's, where it's like you're going through it and it's like, oh, look, here's a little tuck space or here's a flap. You wouldn't have thought it was a whatever. That's
I made these paper dolls. And I saw somebody and
paper dolls. That loves paper
like
dolls.
A paper doll, but I used gold thread, and I actually put the gold thread in my sewing machine, and everyone said, "Oh, it's going to ruin the sewing machine," but fortunately, it didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm using a lot of this gold thread now. I'm using on my bear that I've stitched, but this was just I think I have a
absolutely lovely.
This is, and then I got some history, got some books.
That is really lovely.
And then we got, the Chrysler building, and I kind of stapled these together to make like a tuck spot and you got the deco.
No, gorgeous, everyone is saying.
Little butterflies.
Fabulous, they say. It's fabulous.
I love this.
I know, lovely Melia. I don't know who was saying that, but they're crazy. As long as it's a good thread and it's not gonna ruin your.
I mean,
the biggest thing would be your tension guide. Maybe might get thrown off. But
I don't. But they were concerned, and I'm new to sewing. And this was another piece of fabric that I took a picture of that was from that same set. I love her. These are some black and white pictures I found. I mean, if you go to the Library of Congress, the archive, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures that you can just get for.
Yeah, you can't. Everything you need is there.
Right. Here's Life magazine. Oh, and this is some of this, and this is like a program, but some of the protocol. There's a whole book on manners from the 1920s. Oh,
That's
etiquette
awesome.
for everyday life. It's hysterical.
I think I had a book something like that, and some of the
And it's
things
talking about how sitting down and rising. Right? You know, how do you do that? How do you seat yourself?
And the debutantes that are still out there use that stuff still.
And how to hold your knife and drinking. And then the one that I love the best is, even if you're on a boring date, how to act not bored. Because
I'm sorry.
I know. Let me read. I mean, I have to read that. Let's see.
But please
Do they tell you how to ditch a date?
Kim needs to know.
Yeah.
Do they tell you how to
Her
how to
date.
ditch
I love
a date
stuff like
without
that.
hurting feelings?
How to deal with a scandal, argument. Let's see. When you are asked out, an effort will be made to entertain you. It is your duty not only to appreciate the efforts made, but to reciprocate those. Okay, that's not the one.
You know what, though? It would be
How
so
many
nice if people would realize that too. You know, just because you're
interest.
not interested in the person, don't be rude.
Okay, always let your interest be apparent. Do not, in company, glance frequently at your watch as though you were anxious to get away. Do not, in company, pick up a book to read and so isolate yourself from the remainder. Do what you can to appear interested and entertained if you really feel otherwise. Your host is doing his best and his efforts to call for your appreciation. And then to
How many
Consider-
times are you allowed to excuse yourself to go to the bathroom?
And call
there
your
you
friend
go.
and say, please call me
See.
because I need a way out of this.
Right?
Here's the thing, a topic on conceit. Avoid the capital I. If you are really as important as you think you are, you will be soon found out. If not, and you insist upon it, your drop will be the greater. Remember that others, although they good-naturedly may appear to be or not nearly so interested in yourself as you are, do not therefore draw attention to yourself and do what you can do or have done. There are other topics even more important and much more worthy. So it goes, it's hysterical. Because punishment, answering correctly. Anyway, manliness, modesty, teach your girls to be as good as your boys, as fearless, as open, as courteous, only from them a little more finesse and more reserve is expected, a tribute to their more delicate and inner nature.
That's
Anyway,
great.
so that's it.
I love it.
Like a lot of Saturday Night Live, magazine covers anyway. Western Union, shoe ads, flappers.
You know, they still have the debutantes and stuff down here.
Yeah.
Down in Texas. And they definitely, they teach all that stuff still. And the proper way to sit and stand. And it's not,
Well, I have some pictures I actually have a picture of girls that came out of one of the fashion magazine. It was Spanish culture debutante, and I have them cut out, and then they're in the forest book. But those two young ladies, even though they're all in their white little debutante gowns, they talk about looking bored. Oh my God, they are.
the a big. Oh, okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
expression on their face is bored. The
Are you
definition of bored. Oh my God.
because they have the quinceañeras, but that's when they
Yes.
turn what 15,
Yep.
and they their wedding dresses are their dresses are like the size of wedding dress. It just blows me
Yeah, it's
away.
amazing.
But
They spend a lot of money on those quinceaneras.
they sure the heck do on those whole parties.
Mhm.
More than
It's
I've
like a
ever
coming
had
out party,
spent on
isn't
a
it?
party.
It's like
Yeah.
a Sweet 16 party or something.
It's 15. When they turn 15, they're I guess in that the culture, 15 is an adult. So
Yeah, I think it's and that's what that was. Those pictures were that. Yeah,
quinceañera.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
not saying.
sure.
I don't think I'm saying it right, but yeah, quinceañera. It means 15. However
Well,
you
it's
say
just like
15.
in the Jewish, when the girls have the bar mitzvah for the boys and the
yeah.
bat mitzvah for the girls.
Yeah,
You spend as much on that as you would for a wedding, if not even more.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, where's Candy? She'd know.
Um,
Yeah,
Mm.
it's crazy.
let me see if I
And it's like, holy cow,
And if you're invited to a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, I mean, you're expected to give like a wedding size gift,
yeah.
Here they are. Oh my God, look at these ladies.
Let's see their picture.
Oh my, yeah.
Do they look bored or what?
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally. Like, oh my God.
When
My
is this going to be
nightmare.
over? How long is this going to take?
I know.
They do need to have an etiquette class these days because the kids these days are horrible.
Yes.
Our kids,
Well, how many families actually sit down to a formal dining room table with linen?
Oh no, not anymore.
No,
Mhm.
none of the kids know how to sit and hold a fork properly. And
Oh, my son doesn't. And I admit it's my fault. We fed him, we eat a lot we hardly eat anything ourselves with silverware. Everything's tacos and stuff. Everything's on a shell. So it is, it's, I think back and it's like, well, heck, we
Well,
never had to give them, it was like tacos,
Exactly.
everything had something, hamburgers.
Yeah, my kids know. I always had cloth napkins. I always use cloth
good for
napkins
you.
instead of paper napkins because I could wash them and use them over again.
We just use our shirts.
No.
You're
And
sweet.
my mother-in-law said she would always, if my kids would answer with "yeah," my mother-in-law would always say, "We have the tradition of answering with the word yes in this family."
Yeah.
So they learned that ever from a very, very
Mine
young
learned
age.
yes ma'am and no ma'am and
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
hold the door for people and
Yeah. My
my
grandsons,
son,
they have all
he opens the door for his girlfriend to the car and
Mhm.
everything.
Good.
And the funny, I taught Gatton that I need him to hold the door for me. And still
Yes.
to this day, I have to say to him, Gatton, and he like acts shocked and surprised and turns around. And he used to run every day. He'd get out of my car. I mean, seriously, since not kindergarten, probably second grade. Second grade was when he was allowed to go in the school by himself. Since second grade, he would jump out of the car and run into the school. And he would duck under people's arms that are holding it. And every day I'd say to him, hold the door, stop and hold the door. Every day he'd take his last day of senior class, his last day. I said, at least on your last day, could you hold the door, not run into class? And he slowly walked open the door his very last day. But it wasn't to hold, nobody else was there for it was the last day of school. Nobody was there. It was just, he's still, why? 5 days a week for 10 years. Well, mine divided by 2 because I took him half the time. What the? I tried.
It's that social thing with him though. I mean,
I
seriously.
think so. I think you're right. I think it
I
might
tried to
be.
get Gage to not look at the ground all the way through school.
Yeah, Gatton too. When he walks, yeah, it just is I think it's definitely an anxiety or something. But it's
It
like,
is.
holy
They
cow,
just don't
dude.
have that. And looking in somebody in the eye means that they have to like communicate with them,
Yeah.
even unofficially, but they don't want to do that.
Right. You're so right.
They don't have
Okay,
those
Sometimes it's
skills.
all
I'm
how
ready to
it
card. I'm going to
matters.
card and show you how to card wool. When you make wool, when you get wool from the animal, okay, the wool is all messed up.
I could show you some because I have
And
cat fur.
yes, and it's messy. So you put it on some kind of a carding machine, and I made the board. So you can buy this by the foot, and I bought a foot of it to fit on this board, and Joe made the board for me and stapled it onto the board. So this is a homemade carding board, and you use cat brushes from the Dollar Tree, or you can buy the expensive ones, but I prefer the dollar method. And then you take and put some wool down on your needles, and you need to wear gloves because the needles, these are wires and they're sharp, just
Yeah.
like wires on here are real tiny and sharp. So if you have you'll end up because you have to hold the board, and you'll end up with blisters at the end of the day if you do very much carding. Now, if
Uh-oh.
you want to watch Lisa Conway do it, she's got a machine, and I think she's got an electric one, and
Yeah,
or she
rolls.
turns it, and she loads all her wool on there, and then she can take it off and spin it into
Oh, wow.
yarn, and she makes her yarn. So this is what you do before you spin your yarn, and I do have a spinning wheel. So I'm combing these colors together, and you can see there's nothing on here, but it's here. So you take a knitting needle or a skewer, and you can go over here, and I can lift it up off of the carding board.
Where do you get where do you get those needles? Did you say?
I ordered this from a factory that
Okay.
sold it by the foot, and this is 12 by 12. And they make carding machines, and they sell this material with the needles on leather, and then I stapled it down onto a board that Joe made me, a homemade board to put on it, and he's got a little lever here to make it tilt on the
Yeah.
table. And so I just I store it in a box up on the shelf. But this is what I use to card my wool with. And then Lisa and I spun our wool on the spinning wheels together, and I have spun. It's not as easy as it seems, but I got me a spinning wheel. So
Well,
this wool is being um, mixed up and blended together, so I can take it off and lay it back down and comb it again until I get the color that I want, or
oh, wow.
the blending part of it.
Hi,
And
Brenda. Hi, Jasper.
I
but this
just
is
So you have to do that first before you
you
spin
want all of the fibers in the same direction before you
it.
spin
Okay.
to make the yarn, because if it's not the same direction, it'll
it'll
be
make little
lumpy.
knots.
Yeah. So this part over here, I've got yellow and green, and this is going to be
Hi,
this
Val.
stem. I'll make the stem out of this part over here. Maybe add a little brown to it.
Oh, wow.
So here I've got it mixed up together a little bit, and you card it until you're happy with the colors as
You
far
can
as
usually blend those colors together if you do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
Hi, Dale. Welcome.
you can put blue and yellow together to make green. It
Oh,
works.
my gosh.
And you can put the orange and the yellow together, and or the red and the yellow together to make orange. Yes, it works.
It does. I've done it by the pull method, like what she was
Oh,
showing.
Finger method, yeah. And I think the finger method is fun to do too. But if you're just doing a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
a little project. But this is a homemade carding, and this is what I used to put my wool on before I made yarn on the spinning wheel.
Oh.
So, and it was cheaper to do this than it was to buy a carding machine, which was like $200.
Yeah, for even used ones. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, you can't find them unless you get lucky. And sometimes, I do get lucky, and when I find things, because I'm patient enough to wait. But anyway, I went ahead and found them. I found a video where you taught me how to make one, and I said, "Oh, well,
Mhm.
that's easy." And I think this thing here probably cost me $20 or something. It's expensive to make.
So what are the pins? What are the needles? And what are the needles
It
made?
looks like have you ever done a cat brush, Ann?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look like the
Cat
cat.
brush.
I
brush.
think
That
that's
looks
what
like
it
the cat
is.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. But this is done for big carding machines and like for factory carding machines,
Right.
and so forth. But if you're really interested in spinning and doing the wool thing, and like I was and still am, it's just a hobby for me. It was
Right.
cheaper for me to do this and let Joe make my board, buy a dollar cat brush, and voila. And you can take two of these brushes and do it together.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how I was taught to do it.
And that works well too for small items, for little things like hand building and stuff. But yeah, so
That's what I was thinking about doing because you can get the cheap ones at the dollar store.
Yeah.
So I have one of these paper boxes that this fits in because of the
Okay.
needles,
Yeah.
and then it sits up on top of my shelf with my wool stuff. So
Wow.
that's
That's
the
neat. I've
story
never
of
thought
that.
that you could take two independent colors of yarn and then actually turn them into another color, like blend them
Yeah,
like you do paints. That's crazy.
that's fun.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually does wet felting and she does landscapes, and they are stunning.
Yeah,
Absolutely stunning.
wet felting is one of my things too. I do that.
I don't have the room. I tried. What did we try? Like 3 times, and I'll show you my it's so dirty because it sits here, and I use it as a mouse pad. This is about what I've made wet felting. It's a mess because it has all little pieces of paper, but this is wet felted.
Oh, okay.
I use it as a mouse pad. That's about as far as I got because
Can I make you
everything
big,
else.
Becca? Hang on, Becca. Wait. I'm making you big so we can see it. Give me a
Oh,
minute.
geez, it's a
I was
mess. It's got
gluing.
little piece of paper stuck to it.
But I like that. Look at the texture.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I mean, that looks like something that came out of the lint trap in your dryer.
Well, it is. Yes, Ann. It exactly looks like that. And it's my mouse pad. So that's my mouse pad. Here, since we got, here's my finished pumpkin.
Oh, it's lovely. Look.
So there it is.
That is cute.
It says pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin.
Oh, listen to this quote. Shine brightly so your people can find you.
Oh, I love that.
I just,
Now print another one with another envelope with tissue paper.
shine brightly.
You guys, I'm going to get off here because I need to go and spend time with these little rugrats.
Dina, well, thank you very much for coming.
Love
Can you
one.
show you quickly what you're up to? Show the
thing again. So this is going to be like one of the vintage pumpkin cat and ghost things. So I'll show it tomorrow on my channel. Because I'll try to finish it up tomorrow.
Should be dry by then,
The
yeah.
clay's kinda dry, so
Very
but
cool.
It's going to
I'll
be
work on
cute.
y'all have a good night or
All right,
afternoon.
thanks for coming.
Bye,
Dana.
guys.
I really
Bye,
appreciate
bye,
it.
Dana.
Big hugs.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, back to me, huh? And I'm just covering another one here with tissue paper.
Awesome.
And I'm just using I call this dry glue stick, and I'm putting it on the tissue paper so that I can so I can scrunch it up, because if you scrunch it up without putting it on the tissue paper, if you put it on the paper, then part of your tissue doesn't get glue on it, and then it doesn't stick. You get little flyaways and stuff. So it's not that easy to do because it's thin tissue paper, but it works. So, and I have this like little thing that it's silicone, so that it doesn't
Oh,
stick.
okay. Silicone mat. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna let that has to dry, and then I'll do something on the back. But I have this pumpkin that will fit, and that's why. But it was attached. This one, see, like that. So I have to figure
That
out.
came out of the cocoa and olive and cocoa. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. So I'll probably put it on here, or maybe I'll just cut that off straight and put it on the corner here.
I
So
think
it's
that's
like falling off. So yeah,
I think that's in this.
it's this one here.
Yeah. Well, this zine is all of these pictures all came out of that catalog.
Oh.
Making you big, Ann.
Now, this is the zine we made last week.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of these pictures came out of that Halloween catalog. You know,
Yep.
all of this came out of that, and then and there's that pumpkin, I think, back here. And I love this. They had that statue.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
I love that.
Yeah, I have that too. That was crazy priced.
I know.
Remember. Crazy. Let's see if I think I cut that page up though. So.
Yeah, out of my well, I just don't need anything that expensive, and nor do I need anything to dust or store, you know.
Yeah,
I have lots.
I have enough.
Right, I have enough. This all came out of that catalog too.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at those right now. That's funny.
And that came out, yeah. Whoops.
Cute.
We made a lot of zines. Well,
We did.
We did. We zined it up last week.
I think I made 3. Well, I did 2 zines and a meander book. Meander book.
Yes, you did a meander book. Yes, I did 2 zines and that's it. I didn't do a meander book. I forgot to glue that little.
What is a meander book?
That's one of those ones that you
Goes every
Well,
which
it's
way,
16.
directions.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I ever saw that done was Caged Fish. Carla did a meander book. That's the first time I had ever seen one.
but I just put mine together like a little zine kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And this was the Dee Dee Zine challenge, where you had 3 prompts.
Oh, you had to make a story out of it?
Yeah, and I thought I wrote down what my prompts were. That would have been the smart thing to do, right?
Was one a pickle?
Actually, one was, I think.
I'm just assuming because he's on every page.
Yeah, right. And that would
I
be
think actually it was cucumber. It was cucumber.
Cucumber.
Okay.
And,
Made him into a pickle.
yeah, and he says, once upon a time there was a cucumber named Chuck. While hanging out in the cucumber patch, he decided he didn't want to become a pickle.
Oh.
So he twisted and turned until he was free. He managed to get up, and as he looked around, he spotted a pair of gloves. Gloves was another prompt.
Okay.
This brought a smile to his face. Hasta la vista, baby. He put on his new gloves and said goodbye.
Hi, Steph.
Not going to the city, too big and scary. And most certainly not here. And there's a picture of the Heinz Pickle Factory.
Heinz pickle, I love it.
Chuck was not going here to become a pickle in a jar or sliced pickles on a plate. Introducing Chuck, #1 pickleball champion, and Olivia. And Olivia is Deb Farrell's granddaughter, who is a big pickleball player. So that's
awesome.
That's my pickle
That's
thing.
so cute.
And I can't draw, so I was able to draw a pickle. So the rest of these were pictures that I cut out and put the story together, you know.
Oh, it's wonderful, though.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, those are fun.
Cute.
Very fun.
You have to see the pickle, not the pickle box, the zine box that Janet Young that has made for Dee Dee to store all those zines. They're gorgeous. Oh my God. They're beautiful.
I just have a cardboard box.
Yeah.
That
I
was so
don't even have that. I think I have them, with a rubber band around them in random places.
That would be my style.
Abstraction and advocacy. I really got to get my act together here. What else is new, right?
It's just, we're just here having fun doing whatever we're doing.
Yes. The paper flower tree. Ooh. I want to make, I should do that now. I want to make what I want to make during my stream. I want to do like a practice run.
Awesome. Go for it.
I think I will.
You can goof up with us so that you got it good for when you stream.
Yes.
practice. Yep.
That works. It does. It does.
I
We
can't
can be
wait.
the guinea pig.
I usually don't even know what I'm doing until the
Me too.
camera comes on. I might not even know at that point what I'm doing.
Well,
I
never-
know.
that
I wish
happens
I
to
could
me
have
a
a
lot.
better.
I'll tell you what, for me, that makes for a very long 2 hours. But
Oh,
I'm going to do.
oh, yeah. I'll let prompts tell me, or every once in a while, I'm like, I don't want to do prompts. I kind of just want to let my paint take me to wherever I'm going, and I've been doing that a little bit more in my journal lately. But yeah, I never have an idea. It
I don't
actually
have an idea
panics me a
until
little bit when we come up with something like what we're doing next week. It like panics me because it's like, oh my gosh, I have to plan something.
And then you have to think, right? Like
Right. And I am not very good at that. Heck, even with my chunky journal, I asked, what do we want to make? Do we want to make a cat, or do we want, I mean, I got at least ideas. And then somebody says, we'll do it this way. Okay. We'll go with a cat. So that's what we're making this week, or last week, a cat.
Yeah.
Cat journal.
Yeah, got all my pages glued. Got my front painted. Oh, and it's stuck again. Look at this.
So somebody do that.
Why do I do that?
See, I have those skeletons. You've seen
Yeah,
them?
yep.
And look,
That's them. So I cut them out. They were not fun to cut out, but I cut them out.
that's really looking good, Beth. Those colors are looking good.
Now the bottom, I gotta hit it real hard so I can get a flat spot, so it'll sit straight and not roll
Oh
around.
yeah, yeah.
So I hit it hard, real hard.
Your
On the
cat will
bottom.
find it, and that's always what happens to me. Is I have to hide all my wool stuff because my cat thinks that they're hers.
They steal them.
Yes, they do. Little turds. And then they tear them up too. It's not like they just steal them to carry them. No, they steal them so they can take them somewhere and tear it up. And all of a sudden, you find a head of a witch that I made somewhere.
But these pumpkins, the wool, it smells like the barn, and they like that barn smell. Is what it is.
Smells like an animal.
That fresh manure smell.
Yeah, buddy. That vegetable matter.
Mhm.
Like
You could always smell it in
And
the
from
sweat.
any box I get, she's like all over it. All over it. This is a magazine that we were talking about, Olive and Cocoa. It's a company it's an order company. Somebody
I
that-
don't know, Jen. We don't really decide the theme until we're doing it.
Day before.
Day before or the morning of.
Yep.
Kitty Jen likes to plan.
Yeah.
Excuse me. She likes to know in advance.
I just seen the cat hiding on the back steps in this book. Let's see him. Usually I spot the cat.
Yeah, Coco and Oliver are out of Salt Lake City. They're a catalog online, and I don't think they have a brick and mortar store in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're just steal your money away from you kind of place. I mean, not. I mean, honestly, this stuff just looks like it's purchased from the cheapest place they can get, and then they make them look. They make the pictures. They get a professional, someone that's really good, to make them look good.
It's probably their brother-in-law.
It's a photographer. Mm-hmm.
Look at this owl picture. Isn't this adorable? I had to cut it out.
Everyone have one of these big stack. One of
lovely.
these.
I like that.
Anyone?
Big stack of what?
The skeleton.
Yeah.
I'd love to have real life-size skeletons in my house. I would dress them up and have them for Christmas dinner and everything.
Where would you
Everything.
bring?
Yeah.
I remember.
Has anyone gone to the home store? We used to have Garden Ridge, and then now we have the home stores, which is the same kind of thing. And the stuff that's in here is probably
Oh yeah, we have a store like that, Home Goods, and it's
Home Goods. Home Goods. Thank you.
yeah. And there's TJ Maxx and Home Goods, and then
Yeah, and all the stuff is like
yeah.
so, especially holiday stuff. It's like, well, I'll spend that because it's only going to be out for how long? You know, like a holiday.
My problem is where would I store it? You know,
That yeah, right.
Well, if
right.
I had life-size skeletons, they would be living on my couch.
Mhm.
Somebody to talk to every day, you know.
You'd be on one of those TV shows that where people live with their real looking dolls and stuff.
Yeah. Oy.
I'm gonna see if I can.
in here. I think
I
these are. I got tons of images, Beth, for my forest book. I've been cutting out. I'm all set for next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Oh my god! All right, let me see what I'm gonna do. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Let me practice that. All right, I need to get some supplies.
Yeah, I have to let that dry. Don't touch it. Don't do nothing with it. Leave it alone. Don't put nothing on it. Let it dry, Kim.
Leave it. Leave
Just
it. alone.
leave it. I am so bad. Pretty ratty looking. All's good. Leave it alone. Washing my brush. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Let me find that.
Well, this side's really flat, but I didn't want to take the staples out, like, you know. Oh, well, it's good. It's good.
It is all good.
It is. It is. Okay. That has to go away so I don't play with it anymore. Put that there. All right. Oops.
I have to get some.
Less is more. Belinda, have you met me, hon? Really?
We
For
don't
realsies. Come on.
wait a minute. That's a four-letter word. That's a four-letter word.
I am such a maximalist. I'm telling you. It's brutal. Brutal. I'm not one of those that can live in a
Oh, it's my.
sterile environment.
Oh, I couldn't. Nope. And Shannon would be okay with it. So, you know, it's so crazy how opposites like that can actually.
Survive together? Yeah.
Do we? No, I started to question myself. Like, no, we do good. Well, it's so funny. What does it mean when your morning love note turns into a honey-do list? Because I always used to get this cute little, I love you. Here I put the coffee pot's ready, or
Yeah.
just this cute little love. And then this morning, I've never got one of these. So what is it? Almost 10 years. I got a, please run the dishwasher, can you clean the wash machine? That was one of the please, could you do? And I was like, what the heck? So I sent her a little message, and I always say good morning, or tell her, make sure she knows I'm up and stuff, so she doesn't panic and worry about me.
Yeah.
And so I sent her, I said, what I just said, I said, when was that change? What happened there? She was probably, I'm guessing she was in a hurry this morning, and she, was scribbling down things because she only had one day off this week of work. So I think things she wanted to get done kind of got behind. And so I don't, and I am so much better with that kind of stuff, to be honest with you. Like a list of, what do you see that needs done? Because I probably am going to see a totally different thing that needs done because of the way my brain works.
Right.
But, so it really didn't bother me. It made me happier, because then I know I'm doing something that she'll notice that I do, because 99% of the time she doesn't see the things I do, just like I don't really recognize the things she does, because, we just do such different things, because of my disability, I can't do certain things. I could. I hate to say that. I can do anything I put my mind to it, but it would take me 50, I can use a broom. Takes me a little while, but I can broom things into a pile. But to get that stuff up is really hard, because I have to lean over, and then I have to get a little broom and sweep it up. Then I have to figure out how to get that into the trash can. So usually it goes on to something that I can sit up and then pick up and then dump. So that's the kind of thing that I, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use the tap boxes.
Yeah.
I'll sweep that up into a pile, and then it's linked in a pile, and I felt like I helped.
Do you have central vacuuming?
What?
Do you have central
Central
vacuum?
sweeping where the sections in the wall.
Oh no, but I bought a standalone vac. That's right, I do have one of those. But every time I go to use it, she's unplugged it and moved it.
Oh.
It drives me nuts. I'm like, why can't we? Because at first it would go off every time a cat would walk in front of it. So we figured out that you set it that you have to tell it to vacuum, every time you swip to it.
Yeah.
Every time I go to use it, she moves it. And it's not, the whole point is that it's plugged in. It's easy for me to use. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
But that's her OCD. That's her compulsive of move. She moves things constantly. It drives me bonkers. She'll bring the mail in from outside, pile it up, and 2 minutes later, she's rearranged them, going through them and moving them over to this side of the phone. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm never going to find my thing.
Yeah.
But I can find stuff better if it's just in a big old mess pile. It's just the way my brain works.
I know that feeling very well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I really think, you and I could definitely get along, because I think we do have that same kind of, processing. Our brain processes kind of the same way.
My mother suffered from pilot's disease, right? She piled things here and she piled things there and she piled things here.
My grandmother.
I have kind of inherited that disease. What's up, Beth?
Yeah.
We're showing your pumpkin?
No, I was just waving to the group.
Okay. So I definitely suffer from pilot's disease as well. And it's Ron's had to learn to live with it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. You do, or else there's the alternative is not, good.
Well, he does say that, because he does make most of our furniture, right? That he's going to start making everything with slanted tops, so I can't do that.
Oh, so you can't stay. That's good. And I know what I got from my grandmother. My mom is not. She's pretty bad too, but nothing like my grandmother. Always was saving for her new house.
Okay.
Always. So she was everything piled, like you said, but she bought it for her new house. Well, when
Okay.
my grandpa built her a house and they moved to it, she just continued to buy and pal. And we're like, well, Grandma, what's that for? You know, if all the before was for your new house. However, she still has things that she bought for her new house that, of course, was, you know, never used for the house. But yeah, I have that disease too, for sure. Definitely.
Oh, see,
And it's so nice to meet somebody that understands it, because there's a lot of people that don't understand it. They just think that I'm a hoarder, a clutterer, and I'm not a hoarder. I can throw things away
unless it's
after it's been sitting in
When
a
you
pile.
want to. When you
unless
want
it's
to.
an art supply.
Because if it's in a pile, I had it there for a reason.
Yeah, yeah. See, Malia agrees with us too. No flat surface is safe here either. Like seriously, it's nuts.
And I try. I'll clear it off and it will look great, but give me 10 minutes and I've done some sort of craft that needed 10 different items, and now they're just, and you become good stackers. They don't have to be flat. They don't have to be even. I can stack. My son gets so frustrated with me because
all he does is look at it and it tips, right?
Yeah, I have it just right. It's like, no, don't touch that one. That one's fine. Don't touch it. Don't come in here because something will fall, and then it will be my fault. No, it was fine. I had it stacked just fine until you touched it.
Exactly.
Right.
I have a pushing disease. I push everything over to this way so I can get right here.
Beth works in literally like an 8x7 piece of little area.
Yeah.
I don't know
Just
how
What you see is what is clear on this
This is it.
desk. And this desk, I sit in like a U kind of shape. And
Yes.
this is what I've got. This is what I got.
Yep. Yeah, it
The bookshelf
definitely
over
is.
here is double deep. I don't know what's in the back side. I put things there that I use every day, but
Yeah.
I can't get to it.
Beth, I have that disease too. That's I put stuff to the side of me. Like when I moved into this bigger room, I thought, now I'm going to have the shelves and everything, that I can go and get to. The problem is I work here and then I take it and I put it to the side because I can't go and put it away right away, right? Because
Yep.
I'm busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when you quit, you're too tired.
Yeah, right. When I'm done with my 3-hour stream, I'm too tired. Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
So I thought, I'll come in later and clean it up. Nope. The next day comes too fast.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
need to quit streaming so long so we can.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
and then it will be the same thing. Beth, come on.
I'm not going to give up my streaming time. Well, I said from the very beginning, I was going to, I couldn't decide whether I wanted to stream on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Saturday. And I said I was going to do all three until I decide which day I want to stream. And I'm still doing it.
6 years later, 5 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't decided which day.
That's like me. I figured I would do Tuesdays and Fridays. And then somebody said something about nobody's on Sundays. So I figured I would do Sundays as well.
There you go.
And, it's just
But at the time, there was nobody on Tuesdays and Thursdays ever. Everybody wants to do Monday, Wednesdays. So that's what I did.
Jen said she posted her pumpkin pages in everybody's group.
Oh,
Nice.
She's a good artist, and she does little videos where she does flip throughs.
Nice.
And she does it on her phone, and she's good. She does good. She always does everything that I do. I mean, if she doesn't felt, she'll draw it.
Yeah, she draws lots of stuff that I do as well. Malia said she bought a desk on wheels. She feels like she needs to keep it clean, so she does actually clean it off before a new project. How do you do that, Malia? Like,
right.
I always have 900 projects going at once.
See, me too. I can't do the whole one project. Yeah, no.
Like I'm always waiting for paint to dry or glue to dry or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something. Like there's always I'm sitting here and I can count 4 different projects sitting beside me. I don't know. It's just
I'm making white beads black, guys.
Awesome.
I have these white beads and I need black for my spooky. I'm just using archival ink on my beads.
Well, that works. And are you lost, hun? I know that you were.
I am routing around,
Oh, okay.
looking for stuff.
She's roaming.
Roaming, routing. What is that? Searching, looking.
Searching, rooting.
Rooting.
Rootin' tootin'.
Oh, look.
Malia says, "Don't worry. Her floor is covered, and the edge of every shell has projects, but the surface she works on is."
I found some cards I could have stuck.
Jasper has to
And
work for
vacuuming, there's no way I would vacuum every day, but my room needs vacuumed every day. You know, there's always little pieces down there.
Oh,
and
I know.
like I try to show my pets so much, and then it's like, oh, my floor is disgusting. Oh well.
But I think that's part of paper crafting because there's always bits, and we all know that I have such a hard time throwing out bits that there's always bits on my floor, always.
Oh, I used to have a prompt, and it's probably still in my prompt somewhere. Something off your floor, and it could be trash, or it could be, whatever you have stored. Because I know most of us, probably 99.9% of us, or probably 100% of the people that watch me, have something on their floor that's crafty that they could use.
I did that once. I made everything I got up off the floor. I made a art page out of it.
Oh, cool! That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a long stem there, Beth. Are you going to curl it?
It's kind of curled.
Well, by the time you felt it too, it will be a little.
Yeah, I'll tuck it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I want to get the jute on it next.
Okay.
I have that. I just thought about that pumpkin that I felted, that I had the little kitty cat, right? I think there's a little kitty cat coming out of it with a pumpkin on its head.
Yes.
I think so, right? I'd have to go find it. I have that stuff. I don't know where it's at, honestly. I have it hidden from the cats. Yeah, I think that's what I did, a little pumpkin with a cat.
Yeah, it's hard if you don't have the motivation, Debbie. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Really hard. And if you're making yourself craft, cleaning up after it is even harder.
It is. It is.
Because it's like, well, at least I got that. That made me feel a little bit better. But now I'm over it. I just went out of this room.
Yeah. So this is my pumpkin journal. I'm going to do all kinds of Halloween stuff in it, and it'll just be on the go throughout the year. And so it's out of a magazine.
So it will be ready for next Halloween. It'll be finished.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe.
Maybe. You'll pull it out next year and it'll be empty. Oh, son of a gun.
No, I have all these bits that I made for the zine. Look, it's still wet. Mm-hmm. That's why I can't touch it. All these bits that I made for the zines in these glasses on my desk that have to go someplace.
How nice you're using the jute, right?
For the rib. When you feel uninspired, that's a good idea, Anne, because if that would inspire me, because I would come across something and go, I was going to do such and such with this, and then I would do it, right?
Yeah, that is true. And I was just gonna say, because I was gonna say exactly that. Every time I try to clean up, I end up being like, and go and start using it. Yeah. So I guess it does inspire you. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Except it's not, except the spouse is like, I thought you were coming in here to clean.
I keep a button jar over here with doodads in it, and anything little goes in the jar to for bits and bobs when you need a bits and bob.
Yeah, I
We
got
get
those
30,
too.
40, 50 bits and bops all over our room.
I've got that everywhere.
Here's one right here.
Okay.
They are cool.
Now you can also buy this fancy wool called Angelina, and it's got sparkly things in mixed in with the wool, and it's got like confetti and silvery strands of things, and that's fun to use in for decorating your felted items. It's called Angelina,
Okay.
and you can buy that at the wool house.
That's a pretty name, Angelina.
I have so many hobbies that I don't need anymore. We were just talking about that because I'd gone to a craft show on Friday with a girlfriend. We were on an adventure. And
You say
there was a lady there who had an entire booth full of 3D printed stuff that she made jewelry out of. And it was really interesting. So I was, saying, saw some really cool things. He goes, do you really want another hobby that we don't have time for? And he's right. Like,
And
Yes.
Ann says, or clean when it is health safety hazard to get anything. And my sister came down from Pennsylvania because she caught me on a live and I was showing my dog or something to move the camera at seeing that my craft room. She came down from Pennsylvania because me being in a wheelchair, she was like, this is so dangerous. She said, if you had to get out of here in a fast fire or whatever, she said, you're not going to be able to. So she came. So yeah, that hits me because my sister came all the way down here to clean my room. It stayed that way for about 2 months. It unfortunately fell apart. But yeah, she was worried about me. So that is true. That's not a fake statement there. Make sure if it is dangerous, clean it up. That's why.
My walkways are reasonably clear.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that.
Well, that was mine. I mean, but I just had a path, and then she was worried with my wheelchair.
Yeah.
If it falls down and I had to get out of it. I mean, it made sense, but she just worried too much. But yeah.
My fabric studio, I lied. My fabric studio is a hazard. But it's on my to-do list. Get it done sooner than later. On the to-do list. We were talking about to-do lists and how, when you've got a big thing like clean the carpets, it's an all-day thing. So you can have 50 things on your to-do list, but that is such a big thing. You only get one thing marked off. So my girlfriend has it all broken down. Vacuum carpet, pick up threads, wash the carpet. She did it step by step, right? So that you can have more stuff to cross off so that she feels better about it.
I love it. That's smart. That's a good idea.
Malia says, if you have stuff crammed, a fire would never last. That's what she tells herself. All this paper packed in here, so it'll just smolder a little.
Right. It's not going to be. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to use that. I'm safe in here. I'm safe.
This is my happy place.
Yeah. But, like the ladies are saying, Brenda says, since her surgery, she's been better at leaving clear paths. She's alone too often to fall and lay around until someone comes to find her.
And it's scary. I've done
Yeah.
it.
And
If I fell down in here, Joe wouldn't be able to get me out.
yeah.
Seriously, he would have to pull. He would have to pull the stuff out by handfuls, but to get to me, because
Yeah.
there's nothing but a path in here. Dana will tell you. It's worse than it was when she was here.
Oh, geez. And she shook her head then.
I know.
Dana's our clean girl, but she's not like too over.
She felt sorry for me.
Over.
Dag nabbit, I wish she could come back. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for her to come back. I didn't used to be like that. I used to be a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I've relaxed in my old age.
Well, I mean, we also have to think at the age I am, it was a clean house is a happy house, right? Like, not that my mother was clean, but, we were raised with these shoulds. You should do this, you should do that. And as we age, we say, like, whose should is it? Like, I'll clean if I've got company coming. I'd much
I
rather
want my house to be my house. I don't want my life to be cleaning. That's my biggest thing. I don't want, and there are some people that it's just like, that seems to be like everything they do. You ask them to do something. Oh, I can't, I gotta, do this. Oh, I can't come out after work. I got to get home and do the dishes. I can't go, I can't go out because, not that I go out, but I can't, what I'm saying? Like, I won't be able to make that. There's always, and it's usually like cleaning stuff. And I'm like, or laundry. It's Sunday. I do laundry today. I can't come over. What do you mean? Your laundry can wait. This is your family that you may die and you never see again. I mean, that's just how I look at it and how I live my life now, especially since my accident. It just is like, you can't get those minutes and those days back. So the laundry can wait. The laundry can wait.
Yeah.
Yep. You can wear a pair of dirty underwear if you have to.
Mm-hmm. Or like we said earlier, none at all.
Just take them off. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I joke and say the fabric I've got, especially now that I don't have a working sewing machine, is just adding to the R value of our house to help insulate it for the winter, right?
There you go. You'll have less. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I like it.
I'm kind of digging how you have an art studio and a fabric or sewing studio.
Yeah.
I think I have 2 rooms here taken.
Yeah.
We have our house is 4 bedrooms and Gatton has one, we have one, and then there's these 2 rooms and one was always going to be my craft room. That was the plan, and we were just blessed with another one. So that one we made into a guest room. We have a bed in there and stuff. Well, I took that over. We don't have guests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I now have the entire basement is my studio, but it's the rec room, the main room where I am right now, but I've got 2 that were kind of like bedrooms. One is supposed to be my painting studio, and the other is my fabric studio. And before I was streaming, that's what they were used for. But now it's free for all everywhere. For people.
Yeah. I'm messy at both. Yeah. I well, with fabric, I remember when I used to sew, you get those bits and all those little clippings of all your threads. They're everywhere.
They are.
Everywhere. And usually I was sewed with straight pins, and I seen how a lot of people are using clips now. I've never sewn with those. I don't know what it would be like to take that off, to push it through. See, because I'm going to have to sew with my, use the on-off button up at the top to make it go and stop. I don't know if
you do everything by hand. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to get those off. So I think I'll stick with straight pins. Yeah, look at what she has. All those little pins, all those little clippies. I've never seen that done until recently on some videos. I was like, oh, is that like the new thing that people
Yeah,
are
I
doing?
guess. I had
I know
that
people
happen.
always use those with quilting. Like they would
Yes, those are quilting clips, but
clips are too cumbersome. Yeah, that's what I
I
was
support
thinking, Ann, but I see it. Maybe they're not real. They're not real, you know. So or the real, or maybe it's just for the video. I don't know. I mean, I am a little nervous about straight pins because they could fall on my lap and I wouldn't know it. So that makes
oh yeah, that would be
but
See, I use the ball-headed pins.
right.
That
Yeah.
way they're
That's
easier to see.
my
You can
favorite. You
find
can
them.
grab them in. So well, that's a long one. These are quilting and but yeah, the ones with the here we go. These here are nice.
Yeah.
These here are little tinies. Yeah, I'd lose these. These make me nervous.
and I can understand that would be a bit of a concern.
Because I
for
could
sure.
see because I've needle felted my leg before.
Oh, ouch. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
How many times?
I don't
how many-
know. It was just a couple, probably like one little setup, and then when you pull it up to move it, so you know
Oh
what is
my
that
gosh.
10 times?
Did you
But it
tell
was
Stephen
going
how many
through.
you
It was so it wasn't like I didn't put like it was. You know, I had my padding.
did? Yeah.
I had my pad and my wool, but yeah, it was just little. I think there was like 2 little needle points that actually made me bleed, but most of it was, you know,
When's the last time you had a tetanus shot?
I probably should get one because I stabbed myself yesterday with my dang awl. I stuck right through my darn finger. So
It's
when
funny
I go,
that you should say that because the carving guy that I'm following, he suggested if you're going to take this up, you should get a tetanus shot before
Yeah.
you start
I
carving.
probably need to. When I go to my yearly, I think I'm going to say I think I probably should.
Yeah, they're like every 5 years now. It's not. You
It
know,
used
you
to
don't
be
have to.
every 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be every year, but now I think
No,
it's
no,
every
no.
5
It used to be every 10.
Yeah.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Because Joe gets one when we go to the doctor. She says, how many, you know, she'll ask him because he works in the garage and stuff.
Right.
I got fortunate because our pharmacist has records of when we get our shots and stuff, which is cool. So I needed to have a tetanus shot, and they do the COVID shots and that kind of thing. So I asked if they did tetanus shots, and he says, yeah, we do. And I said, I think I'm due for one. And sure enough, I was due for one. I was very lucky that he could do it right then and there.
No, we have to go to a doctor. Our pharmacist can't give tetanus shots here.
Those Canadians get away with everything.
I know.
Our healthcare system isn't great. We've got long waiting lists for stuff.
I know people don't understand that. They think that the government it covers the. No, it's not that great. Because they don't. Just because you don't money doesn't come out of your pocket. There's other. You know, you're giving up some other things. However, our waiting lists are. I've been waiting 2 years to get in to see a psychiatrist.
Oh, here.
No, psychologist. I can't. I'm sorry. I've seen a psychiatrist. Sorry. It's my psychologist. So 2 years. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
That one that's open that's in my network. I could go to one out of my network.
Yeah, but then do you have to pay extra?
Yes, I have to pay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See those kinds of things we don't have to pay for, but we still do have to wait, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really bad when it's crisis. You know, like our crisis situation, brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Have you ever used the extra long flat pins used in quilting on longer forms and quilting ones that are super sharp? No, Anne, but I will look into those.
T-pins. You could get T-pins.
No, I'm definitely going to look into this. I am going to start sewing. I'm getting my machine out. One of my whole big points of coming in here is actually sewing. I have enough fabric to support, you know, a small village. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
look into
just
that.
before you came on, Becca, I was saying that on Tuesday, actually, I'd seen on, I don't even know what I saw it on Pinterest, YouTube, I'm not sure, but somebody was taking little hearts that were patchwork, like pieced,
Mhm.
and embroidering and making them really cute with um, blingy things and stuff. So I've got all those squares that I was making an I Spy quilt for my granddaughter who is now 22. And I never did finish it, so nobody got the I Spy quilt, but I've got all the pieces. So I've been cutting out hearts so that I can play with them. And I think I'll do some slow stitching on them on Tuesday. That's what I'll do.
Put some buttons on them.
Yeah, buttons and beads and all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
I made these the last time I went down to the coast. I worked on making little hearts. That's so funny.
I love hearts though. Like,
Yeah, I like hearts. I think they're just a nice little shape and
yeah.
fun to work with. And
then I saw some done on denim. I've got so much denim that
here's one that I did a little bit more on that I did a lot.
that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
So that's funny that you said that.
Yeah, so Tuesday, that's what
I was actually I was making them thinking I would send them with my last sale that I had. I was going to send them each a little heart, but I couldn't find them because I moved and they were some I'd have some, but just like as a little thank you for shopping with me. But yeah, some of them I did a little bit more, and some of them, those are. That's too funny that you said that. Wonder who you seen. This one has a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know where the thing is that I've always got it on as background or something, right? I can't sit and watch because I get new ideas, like the hearts.
Yeah, I have a hard time watching other people because I want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I got too much to do.
Me too.
On my channel.
Me too. And I mean, I admit I will have your stream on, but I'll lurk.
Yep.
It's more of a lurking thing for me because I'm usually doing something else and I'm not watching the chats, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we lost a lot of doctors down to the States because they make more money down there. So and rurally, it's hard to keep doctors in rural areas. It's really hard.
What's freaky to me now is going to my doctors and they're younger than I am.
Oh, I know.
It's like, oh my gosh, I am as old as I'm as old as my number says.
Yeah.
That was one of the weirdest things, especially he was he's my spinal cord injury doctor, and that's really weird. It's like, what the heck? You could be my son.
Thanks for coming, Malia.
Guess he couldn't really be
fun with your science project.
You definitely could have a 30-something-year-old.
Oh, I know. I'm older than you, so I know what you feel like. My doctor retired, and it's trying to get a new doctor that you like.
Yeah. And that's gonna, I don't mind the new ideas, but I also want them to take what I have to say. I'm having a really, 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 really hard time with my urologist listening to me.
Yeah.
I know when I have a UTI, and you're wasting my time to get me healed by making me, it almost took 5 days to get prescription last time because he wanted to make sure. And here it was a pretty bad infection. Well, if you would have just listened to me from the beginning and then ran the test, let me get on something,
Right.
sort of, Anna. I know they're worried about, what is it? When you're immune to the antibiotic, what's it called?
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When the antibiotic doesn't work anymore. I understand that. But unfortunately with me, we're probably going to have that problem anyways before I'm gone. So, let's get this under control so I don't end up in the hospital dead from a UTI.
Right. 'Cause that's all you need, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of the top killers of people with spinal cord injuries.
Yeah.
And that's not fun to know that. So I wish he would listen. I like him of everything else. I like him. We're working right now together with some Botox, trying to get my bladder under control. But I like him of everything else. But it's just like he wants that, and I'm sure it's insurance. I'm sure it is, or
Yeah.
something, because it's like he wants that test on file.
Yeah. Debbie says she thinks female doctors listen to women patients better. Maybe now they do, but when I was younger, I detested women doctors because they were really much rougher than the male doctors were. You know what I mean? Like when they were handling you for pap smears or whatever, I found that they were absolutely brutal. Brutal. Did not
Here's
like
one of my
that.
cats I make. I just found he's sitting on my desk.
Oh, he's pretty.
I cut them out of 2 different fabrics, put some cushion in there, and then I stitch around. And this one, actually, this is just, these are all different pieces of fabric. I stitched them all together.
That's
What's
fun. That's lots of fun.
that?
Beth's playing with ghosts. Are you doing ghosts now, Beth?
I do. I have a ghost, and I have an angel, and I have a cat.
And a
Oh,
cat. Oh.
cute.
And this is a cookie cutter. And his eyes are too big, but hey, it's just what it was.
The kitty cat? No way. The kitty cat has great eyes. Luna has big eyes like that. She has nice big eyes.
And this is a little angel.
It's adorable.
And it's just a little flat. It's flat. But it'd be cute to hang on a tree if you did put some red ribbon on it.
Oh, that's true.
These
Yeah.
are Mr. Spooky.
He's cute.
Mr. Spooky.
And he's just hand built. I made him fat. And fat and flat, kind of.
Fat and flat. That's how I am, fat and flat.
But he's got I had to give him some substance to get his point to go up there.
Yeah, I don't know where all my felting stuff is, Beth. I thought
But this is what I did today. And then I have last year's.
Those are lovely. They're so lovely.
They're fun to sit around.
Yeah.
She is just the felter. She does some great work.
And then I made this out
Your
of paper.
eyeballs, Beth.
This is just made out of paper, brown paper.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, and our doctors.
This is a kindergarten craft right here.
But
I had
it
about
looks
a half
great.
hour. I had a half
look
hour.
how good it looks. It looks great. If my kindergartner brought that home, I'd decorate with it.
Yeah.
We like to do little things like that.
I love little things. And I've determined that I love doing these little things because they're finished faster. And I feel like I've accomplished something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And what are you working on? How's your project coming, honey?
Okay.
That was very non-committal.
Yeah, I'm making. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following this, and yeah, I don't know. I'm making a little collage, and then I'm gonna draw this coffee cup, but not that. All of that, just the shape.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna paint around it, and then do some paper painting. I guess I've made some papers.
Flowers bits.
Yeah, what do you call these when you make papers?
Flowers fodder.
Fodder. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. Fodder. Yes.
Yep.
Fodder.
Hello, fodder. Hello,
Reading from Camp
Yeah.
Carnival.
Your fodder school is way too expensive. In my opinion, fodder school. I don't know how they get all their money for fodder school.
I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Me too.
Yeah, it's just been
Yep,
about
I guess,
3
yep.
hours. So,
I gotta go.
yeah. Well, thank you guys all for coming and playing with me. I really, really appreciate it. Let's just do a real quick go big thing and show what you've been doing.
Okay.
Okay, Anne, I'm making you big first. Why is this not doing what it needs to do? Oh, I know why. Never mind. Oh, Kim, it's a good idea. Okay, this is what Anne's working on.
Right. Tune in at 5 o'clock and you'll see something similar.
All right.
This
That's
is the
okay.
trial run for
Trial
5
run.
o'clock.
I like the paper textures you got happening there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Beth,
Thank you.
thanks, Anne. Thanks for coming and playing.
Thank
Look
you.
at the pumpkins.
Oh, look
That's
at
our
those.
pumpkins.
Those are
Yay.
amazing. Oh, that twine came out really nice as the ribs for the
They
pumpkin.
did. Really did.
Perfect.
They look beautiful.
Gosh.
They do. All right. And
Look at her.
Becca.
Here's the finished one. My
Yay.
envelope.
I like that.
And I started this one. It needs to dry so I can do the back.
Drying.
Nice
Yeah.
envelopes,
Darn
yeah.
drying stuff. I love that skull. That is
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well
And
done.
all I managed to do was make a flat-sided pumpkin journal. So, yeah.
It's really fun.
But that
Yeah.
came out lovely. That's a nice, you can work on that every fall. It can be an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I've got jars of bits all over this desk for things that I've made for doing the zines and stuff.
Mhm.
So I want to, instead of storing them, I want to use them. So
Yeah.
that's what I'll be doing, like these guys, my little pumpkins. So thank you guys, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank
And
you.
for
I'm
being
glad I
here.
was able to make it finally.
Pardon?
I'm glad I finally was able to make it.
Yeah. I'm glad
Thank
you
you,
did.
Linda.
Thank you guys for coming and watching us and
Yes.
chatting and
Thanks for all the
being here.
comments.
Everybody in the balcony, everybody who's been chatting, any replayers, big hugs to everybody. I will be back Tuesday at going live at 12:45 Central. So I will be here, and not sure if we're going to do the hearts or what we're going to do, but I'll be back. And Anne is on at 5 o'clock Eastern today, and Beth is on Monday nights. No, Dana's on Monday nights.
Dana will be on Monday night to
Dana's
finish
on
her
Monday.
pumpkin decoration.
Beth is on Tuesday evenings. Becca, when are you streaming right now? hon?
I am trying to get back to my Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's what I'm
All right.
trying. Trying to
All
get back
right.
to my old schedule.
All right. So thanks, guys, for being here. Hope we inspired you to play with something. And even if you just enjoyed chatting, really appreciate each and every one of you. Hugs, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.